This man would come sliding into my room like Kramer from Seinfeld. Hey. Yeah, boy. Hello, friends, and welcome back to ReddX, your source for the freshest daily cringe content anywhere on the internet. Promise, swearsies, it's just a fact, and it's totally science. Go ahead and look it up. Today we're diving into r/NeckbeardStories, except actually it's from my personal subreddit, r/ReddX Reads. You know how we do around here. This is a new saga, possibly, the GuitarBeard saga, which you would be pretty surprised how often this happens. You know, these neckbeards, they pick up a guitar, think that it's gonna be enough to woo a lady, but the problem is that they don't have the social skills to back up their guitar playing. A guitar alone is very rarely enough to win anybody over. In fact, most people are just going to be annoyed, especially if you break it out at a party, which I've seen a few times too many as well. But anyways, let's just see how it goes. Let's not pass our judgment too quickly. We'll get some plugs and disclaimers out of the way, and then we will dive right into some Neckbeard Stories cringe. GuitarBeard, Episode 1, The Infinite Insanity of Alcoholism. Who hasn't been there before? Written by user Ethan Ralph is fat. Yeah, Ethan Ralph is kind of fat. God damn, what a great user. So back in college, I knew a guy who could not stop pining for the girl that his best friend was dating. Additionally, he had some of the worst money management skills I have ever seen in my life. Now, I was no darling myself at the time, and I could be a bit pig-headed at times, and I had some unsavory traits as well. It was only by the virtue of government grants that I was able to get by pretty well myself. That being said, to this day, GuitarBeard is one of the saddest people that I have ever met in my miserable fucking life. Oh God, feed me the cringe, baby. You're working it up too much. But first, let's get into our cast. OP, edgy pseudo-goth, who like to fuck with people and eat a lot of psychedelics and smoke a lot of dope, which is also a psychedelic. Eat/smoke a lot of psychedelics. GB, that's GuitarBeard, skinny twig of a man who drank twice his body weight in cheap pharmacy brand wine. Oh, the classiest. Also, he played the guitar kinda well, in that hipster college guitar dude kinda way. You know, like the guy who uses the same 4 chords in all of his original songs. The guy who thinks being able to play a few Beatles songs should just automatically hypnotize all the girls in a 20-mile radius. Yeah, we've probably all seen this guy. Also, he was always covered in a greasy film. Ugh. Like the man literally shined in the fucking light. I assumed he achieved this film by working in the kitchen and just never showering. Smelled of stale grease, dirty socks, and baby gravy. Also, full on neckbeard. Like, he grew that beard stable and uninterrupted all the way down to his fucking clavicle. Does he smell like the baby gravy because he works in the kitchen? You jerk it off in the walk-in cooler? I'm just asking questions here. GuitarBeard's parents. They play a minor role in this story, but it should be known that they are some of the sweetest people I have ever met. And yet, somehow, GuitarBeard was always trying to convince me that they were the fucking devil. It's astonishing to me that you see this kind of thing like a lot. You know, you've got the parents who are trying to be friends instead of parents, but really what children need is a firm hand, or else they're gonna grow up to be neckbeards. At least in my experience. So to begin with, GuitarBeard and I met while living in the same off-campus apartment complex. We ran into each other while smoking cigarettes on the porch occasionally, and eventually sparked a small friendship. When my lease was up, my roommate wanted to move her friend in, and I ended up convincing GuitarBeard to let me rent the extra room at his place. I wasn't a huge fan of GuitarBeard, but I could tolerate his company, and I decided that this was advantageous to me. Sadly, my opportunistic nature was about to trap me with one of the creepiest people that I have ever met. Did he try to woo you with the Beatles song? Does he want to hold your hand? The first sign of his actual creepiness was just his complete disregard for social norms. This man would come sliding into my room like Kramer from Seinfeld. Without warning, just to tell me his latest harebrained, alcohol-ridden epiphany. GuitarBeard said, have you ever thought that women are like dogs? Oh, God. Bad start. Like, they could smell beta males, and that's why none of them like me. Yeah, that's why. Not because you compared them to dogs. Yeah, GuitarBeard was a self-admitted beta male. Whatever the fuck that actually is supposed to mean. OP? No, I hadn't considered that. Maybe they're smelling something else. Unfortunately, he didn't get the hint that I was trying to subliminally implant into his fucking head. Now, when I say he was a drunk, there's really no way for me to describe the levels of alcoholic insanity that this man would dive into, achieving all of this with only the cheapest of alcoholic beverages, such as Mad Dog 2020. God, man, if you're gonna drink, pay for your booze. You know, that way you know the distillation process is good and such like that. You're gonna end up drinking a $6 bottle of CVS vodka and go fucking blind. Was it worth it? Yeah, probably. Then you don't have to look in the mirror. Oh, got him! He would sway and ramble his way through most days, so it should be no fucking surprise that this man, this beard, did not keep his driver's license. You see, GuitarBeard was desperate to find a woman, as most neckbeards are. So he would do this almost movie-style nonsense, where he would go from quad to quad just playing that old guitar of his. And sadly, this ploy never worked for him, and he would then lament his permanent beta male status. Come on, girls, can't you hear my guitar gently weeping? It was coming back from one of these sessions that he got stupid drunk, and for some reason decided to drive back home. Unfortunately, he didn't make it home. No, instead, he curbed his vehicle into a cul-de-sac that he didn't recognize. I still remember him busting into my room to tell me about it, and me being on an assload of mushrooms at the time. My mind had ascended to the plane of infinite patience as he droned on and on. Man, mushrooms are cool. But don't do them, though. You know, mushrooms help you achieve a state of extreme enlightenment and realize the connection that we all have to each other. But no, don't do it. Am I being sarcastic or not? I don't know. Anyways, GuitarBeard said, "Oh, I totally curbed my car. I have no idea how I'm not in jail. The cops showed up and everything. And somehow, they didn't even notice that I was drunk. No breathalyzer, no nothing. They just got the tow truck to get my car off the curb and let me go on my way. It must have been because of all the gambling I do. I got the best poker face in the world." Did I mention that he had a gambling addiction too? You did not, but I am not surprised. OP. Wow, that's crazy. Guess you won't be drinking and driving again anytime soon, right? GuitarBeard. Maybe not. He said this in that weird way that pseudo-intellectuals try to say vague things. You know, that stupid chin turned up, nose in the air expression. The expression of someone who literally huffs their own farts is the best way to describe it. I remember a couple of days later, GuitarBeard's dad showed up to get the car repaired. Thank God his parents loved to coddle him, and they had no idea how much of a drunkard he was. The coddling is what made him like this, okay? There's also beards that are born out of, like, extreme abuse. You need to be a happy medium. Jesus. Anyways, his dad was cool, and from what I saw of his mother, she seemed really sweet too. But even while his parents were paying for his car, getting it all fixed, he was sitting in our apartment, drunkenly bitching about them. GuitarBeard.
I fucking hate when they're around. You have no idea how abusive and condescending they are. My whole childhood was ruined because of them, and that's why I'm a beta male. That no one will ever love.
Yeah, it's a lot easier to fucking blame your parents than look inwardly and realize that you might be the reason that you're a piece of shit. OP? Oh, I'm sorry to hear about that. How did they abuse you? GuitarBeard.
You know, they'd ground me for dumb stuff, like pushing my brother down the stairs or kicking the family dog.
Jesus Christ.
That's completely normal male behavior. Men are supposed to be aggressive. They were stifling my transformation into the alpha male that I should be.
Oh, God. Are you sure you don't mean sociopath? What the hell? Kicking the dog and pushing my brother down the stairs? That is not normal. OP? My mom used to beat my ass with a fucking chopping board. She also used to make us kneel in rice for long stints of time. Oh, that's a good one. Personally, I love my fucking mom. Also, your parents seem really nice. GuitarBeard.
Oh, you'll see. When they get back with my car, they'll be all condescending and smug. They're gonna put me down and treat me like shit.
This dude's doing some sort of mental gymnastics. After they come back from paying for my fucking car repairs, they would be well within their rights to kind of make me feel like shit about it. You know what I mean? I don't think that my parents would. I don't think GuitarBeard's parents do. But they kind of would be within their rights to do so. At least in my opinion. It should be noted that when they got back, they came back with a bunch of groceries for the apartment. And a couple of cases of GuitarBeard's favorite beer. A couple of packs of cigarettes, and they departed after telling him to please drive more carefully. That was it. See, he's getting rewarded for his shit behavior. Lord, it makes me angry. Yeah, still though, somehow, GuitarBeard considered that last line to be an absolute insult. And he bitched about it for fucking weeks. GuitarBeard.
Can you believe they had the nerve to tell me to drive safe? I'm 21. I don't need my parents telling me that high school bullshit.
Yeah, maybe you do. I could believe it. It seemed like something that any loving parent would say to their kid, no matter what age. But to him, they were evil. And no amount of patient listening and gentle guidance was gonna get that fact through his massive sloping forehead. Holy shit. I love when people describe like neckbeards and weebs as like Neanderthals, even though they think they're so enlightened. It just creates a beautiful dichotomy. It wasn't more than 3 weeks before GuitarBeard somehow curbed his car. Again. This time, though, he did get caught driving drunk and was taken to the local police station. I still remember getting that infuriating call at 2 a.m. GuitarBeard.
LP, can you please come spring me out of jail? I got arrested for driving drunk, and I don't want my parents to know.
OP. Dude, I don't even have a car. I walk everywhere. What do you expect me to do? GuitarBeard.
I don't know what to do, OP.
He kept repeating this over and over while crying. Man-child. I was not in the realm of infinite patience at this point, so I told him what to do. OP, call your parents and ask for their help, you absolute fucking moron. Why did you even get behind the wheel of a car while so drunk again? GuitarBeard,
My parents are gonna be so mad at me.
Still crying, of course. OP, well, that sounds like a you problem. Best answer. Not my circus, not my fucking monkeys. I hung up and went back to bed. The following day when I got back from classes, GuitarBeard was back. He told me that his license was suspended for 45 days. I have no idea why the sentence was so low. Different times, I guess. So he started asking if I could drive his car for him and make sure he got where he needed to go. This I agreed to, as it would be nice to drive around myself from time to time. Plus, it would make buying drugs easier, so I agreed to his terms. Don't get caught buying drugs in his car. This car's gonna get impounded so quick. Although, maybe that's for the best. So, for about a week after the car was repaired, I drove him around myself. And I was okay doing this, as long as it didn't interrupt my schedule, and I would often check with him before making my own plans. One night, after clarifying that he didn't need to go anywhere, I decided to go ahead and take a bunch of LSD, as one does, every once in a while. Barely into my trip, GuitarBeard comes into my room, unheeded as usual, and completely ruins my fucking vibe. Oh, bro, are you gonna drive on acid? I've done it once. I don't know how I didn't die. I don't even remember it really, except for the streetlights. I think I was watching the streetlights more than the road. God damn. And being on LSD is a fucking felony! Oh, God! Be careful, OP. That's all I'm gonna say. I'm not against mind-altering substances, but don't get caught. GuitarBeard.
OP, would you please take me to the liquor store? I forgot to buy liquor after work.
At least he says please a lot of the time. But he is still a drain on everyone's life around him. OP, sorry bro, I would, but I just ate like a shit ton of acid, and I do not want to risk driving. GuitarBeard.
Oh, well, that's just fucking great. I let you drive my car, and when I need you to drive me somewhere, you're on fucking goofballs. Give me my fucking keys.
Ah, boy. OP, that's a bad idea, bro. You know you're not supposed to drive. GuitarBeard.
What are you, my bitch parents? It's my property and I want it. Hand it over.
OP, okay, but I accept no responsibility for what happens. Do not call me crying at 2 in the morning. I toss him his keys and he starts huffing. GuitarBeard.
Not like you even did anything for me when I did call you.
OP made a very responsible decision here. GuitarBeard obviously did not. It's like Goofus and Gallant. You remember that old comic from Highlights for Kids or something? I don't understand why dude can't just like walk to the liquor store. Is it really that far? You can't go a couple of blocks? I mean, he is a neckbeard, and that basically is synonymous with lazy turd. So my question is now redacted. With that, GuitarBeard was gone, and I was enjoying the silence. I always liked when he was gone. I didn't have to hear the guitar practice or his weird incel-style conversations with his love interest. I bet you'll never guess what happened next. Can you guess? I'll give you a minute. Not only did GuitarBeard get pulled over for driving with a suspended license, but he also ingeniously drank a shit ton in the liquor store parking lot before driving back. Oh my god, what an idiot! You couldn't wait like 10 minutes? This dude got a problem for reals. I hope he gets some help at the end of the day. All of this, of course, resulted in his license being suspended for something like 5 years, and that also resulted in his parents selling his car. And that is nothing but what he deserves. This dude should not be on the road. I guess his parents weren't happy with the ever-increasing insurance costs that this man was adding to their family plan. He lamented the
absolute audacity of his parents to sell a car that he couldn't drive.
Also, they technically own the car anyways, so yeah, not really his car. Now you might be saying, hey, OP, that's not the most neckbeardy thing in the world, and you would be absolutely correct. No, this is just an appetizer, a sampler platter, if you will, to underline his entitlement and his odd fixation with being
a beta male.
It's also to underline just how poor this man's decision-making skills were. There is so much more to come. Oh, greedy hand-rubbing intensifies. Such as GuitarBeard's parasitic relationship with his lifelong friend who was dating his chosen milady. The time he got thrown out of a Magic the Gathering tournament for drunkenly punching some guy. The time he called my sister a whore several times. As time went on, I began to resent GuitarBeard more and more, and began concocting elaborate ways for him to make an ass out of himself. While I do know that my petty acts of revenge later on might seem cruel, you have to understand, I tried for months to get him to stop being a neckbeard. It was only when I finally grew completely fed up with his drunken hijinks that I reached the, you know what, I'm gonna fuck with you every single day stage. So please, stay tuned, as I promise this is only the greasy surface of GuitarBeard. Well, hot damn, OP, you got me hooked in pretty good. This is a guy that I could really learn to love to hate. Does that make sense? I think it does. The two specifications that I have for neckbeards are quite broad. Delusions of grandeur, sense of entitlement. The thing is, this guy doesn't really seem to have any delusions of grandeur until you kick back and think about the fact that he thinks that simply playing a fucking Beatles song in a quad is gonna just get the miladies to come flocking. I mean, that also kind of ties in with the entitlement. I don't know. There is something neckbeardy about this dude. I just can't quite put my finger on it yet. There is a second episode currently up in my subreddit, r/ReddX Reads, and we will get to it rather shortly, I am sure. Part of me does feel really bad for GuitarBeard because I come from a family where alcoholism, drug problems, mental illness run pretty rampant. You know, we don't worry about cancer and stuff like that, but mental issues, we got a few! Which is one of the reasons that I tempered my drinking in a very big way after the Navy. I'm like, once, twice a month, I'm good with it, you know? I'm not trying to do this shit every week or even every day, like the shameless specimen that is GuitarBeard. God damn. Even driving back from the liquor store, you're just like, you know what? This drive would be a lot more fun if I was fucked up. This is the poorest decision making that we've seen in a while. And I am here for it. I am living for it.
Otherwise, they just end up wasting their lives, and they regret everything when their eggs dry up.
What a great way to start the day!
GuitarBeard, Episode 2. Incel Rage and a Land Devoid of Magic. Oh my god, no wonder the incels are raging if we got rid of magic. Magic the Gathering was the only thing holding them together. I had a little more free time than I thought today, so I thought I would give you all another installment of GuitarBeard. Oh, bless you, user Ethan Ralph is fat. Still love that username. We will now be diving into the Magic the Gathering arc. Ooh, this thing has story arcs and everything. God damn, my favorite anime is GuitarBeard. Our cast, OP, that's me. Edgy pseudo-goth kid who's also pretty androgynous looking with long hair. This is relevant. I like smoking weed and eating psychedelics and occasionally playing Magic the Gathering. GuitarBeard is the primary beard of our story. Skinny as a beanpole, always had a thin film of grease coating his body. Smelled of stale grease, dirty socks, and baby gravy. Had stubble growing all the way down to his clavicle somehow, And while he did not wear a fedora, he always wore one of those newspaper boy caps. You know, like the ones you see in the old movies. I don't know what they're called. Caddy hats? I think I've seen caddies wearing them too. Yeah, it's like a golf hat or something like that. Douchebags definitely do wear them. As far as the stubble growing down to dude's chin, I think there's just a lot of neck behind that beard. It's all stubble growing on his double chin. Stubble double. I don't know, man. CB is CardBeard, and this is GuitarBeard's second closest friend, and a person who had a very high opinion of themselves, as most beards are wont to do. Not as cringy as GuitarBeard, because that would be a feat, but he did try to make it as an electronic music artist, and would pass out his shitty tape of garbage dubstep. If you didn't like it, well, you just didn't understand good music. He is bald as the day he was born and basically always looked like he was half asleep. MP is Magic Pro. This was a younger guy, around 19, who would actually later go on to be a real, actual Magic Pro. Not a beard, but definitely a fucking cocky piece of shit. His parents had more money than God, and he always had the best cards. Yeah, I guess having more money than God helps. We've been putting up with pay-to-play games, pay-to-win games since, God, the beginning of time, I guess. It's only when it swapped into a digital format that people really started having a problem with it. But yeah, people dropped some major money on Magic the Gathering, indeed. Grifter, shop owner, literal ham planet, with a passion for games and a very low tolerance for the other neckbeards in the area. He himself was a bit of a neckbeard, obviously because he runs a freaking game shop, but he was a neckbeard at least in an endearing way, in the way that only a game shop owner could be. Yeah, usually shop owners are pretty cool, as long as he's not trying to like out-alpha the other beards, you know what I'm saying? And he's just like laid back and chill. I guess he's tolerable. So GuitarBeard actually was the one that got me into Magic the Gathering. In my younger days, I enjoyed a healthy dose of card games, specifically Yu-Gi-Oh, but I was always down for other games. In all honesty, GuitarBeard had good taste in games, and introduced me to a lot of good ones. Yeah, Magic the Gathering is definitely one of the best trading card games out there. Don't dispute me on this, it's just a fact, totally science, you can look that up too. Magic, though, was my new obsession. I loved the art on the cards, I loved the universe that it tried to build, I bought the novels. I did not, however, love the people of what was called Friday Night Magic. Ugh. For those of you who don't know, Friday Night Magic is basically when the tournaments run. I liked being competitive, so I decided I would start going to tournaments with GuitarBeard. Uh-oh. This shop was close enough that we could walk, and it was always a welcome distraction. Also a great place to people watch if you liked watching people who were basically walking garbage fires. And I do. Yeah, I can get into Magic, but mostly playing among friends. You know what I mean? People try way too hard at tournaments, and I ain't into that vibe. Like, for reals, it's just a game. Fucking chill it out, bro. Now, I never really cared about placing in tournaments. I was happy if I could win one game with my cobbled together net decks. GuitarBeard, though, wanted to win, and looked up to his friend CardBeard, both as a musician and a Magic player. Many eons in that dingy card shop were spent listening to CardBeard talking ad nauseum about his next level decks. I grew tired of this, and soon found the only way to escape was to go somewhere that costs money in between games. Yeah, pay to escape? I guess I could get behind that too. Now, for some reason, GuitarBeard would basically follow me wherever I went. At the time, it didn't bother me too much, as long as he wasn't talking about his choice milady, which was like a 50-50 chance at best. Now, GuitarBeard didn't drink too heavily at Magic tournaments. It was one of those rare times that he was borderline sober. But after a particularly hard day of crying about his chosen
milady,
we decided we should go to the nearby bar before the tournament and between every round. I agreed because any reprieve from CardBeard was just a welcome distraction. See, a lot of the beards at the card shop liked to try and hit on me, even some of the ones who already knew that I was biologically male. Were they gay? Well, some of them were. Some of them just seemed very desperate for any sort of human companionship. I personally had no desire to be their femboy fetish awakening, and tried to be as prickly as possible whenever this happened. That being said, I have my limits. Also, the smell in there was sometimes just so strong that I absolutely had to get out. What better place than a bar? I think getting drunk also kind of numbs your sense of smell, doesn't it? If it doesn't, then you're not drinking enough. GuitarBeard staying sober is actually pretty surprising too. That's how bad he wanted to win. He drives his car drunk, but he goes to Magic tournaments sober. What a weirdo. So we registered for the tournament early and then headed over to the bar. I wasn't a huge drinking fan, but I was just avoiding a particular beard that we will call Gaslight, which is a story for another time. I nursed a small rum and coke, while GuitarBeard ran through whiskey sours like a man possessed. Oh, that sour mix is so good with everything. I'm partial to amaretto sours myself lately. I used to be all gin and tonic, and now I'm like, yeah, I want a little sweet treat, you know? I might be a grown man, but I can still enjoy a sweet treat. OP. Man, can you believe how much Gaslight is breathing down my neck these days? It's really uncomfortable. The man has no sense of personal space. GuitarBeard.
Why doesn't she like me, OP? I don't get it. Why is she with a man who doesn't treat her right?
Like talking to a wall. This is pretty much how conversations went when he was drunk and pining. He didn't care about my discomfort. We had to focus on his. I took a deep breath and thought, I might as well distract myself by playing armchair therapist. Well, that's nice, yeah. I would have called him out on it, be like, that's bullshit. Listen to what I'm saying, and then we could talk about you, okay? Dude truly isn't listening, just sitting there waiting for his turn to talk. God, I hate that. OP, are you still talking about Chastity? Dude, when are you gonna take a hint? She likes your friend, and honestly, that's her choice, and you should respect it. If you want someone to like you, start by being a good friend. GuitarBeard.
Yeah. I just know he doesn't treat her right. Otherwise, why would they always be breaking up? She told me things, OP, and it sounds like he's treating her terribly, and I believe it. He could be an unfeeling douche.
OP, why are you even friends with an unfeeling douche? GuitarBeard.
Because it gets me closer to Chastity. One of these days, he's gonna fuck up, and I'll be there to get that post-breakup pussy.
Like a true knight in shining armor. Oh, what a duplicitous and horrible person. Who is really the unfeeling douche in this situation? I think anybody with 2 brain cells to rub together can figure that mystery out. This was literally his plan in its entirety. Wait for her to be heartbroken and then take advantage of her when she was in an emotionally vulnerable state. I wish I was lying. I wish this was just a bad joke. But yeah, that was his actual plan. Wow, a Neckbeard acting like a piece of shit and manipulating others. I'm shocked. He was pretending to be a friend to both of them just to stay in their orbit. That's why they're called beta orbiters. Now, you might be saying, OP, that would never work, right? Well, that is a story for another time, my little clementines. A horrible story, but for another time. Oh, you building up all these extra stories and stuff. You get me all hot and bothered, OP. You gotta give it to me. The GuitarBeard universe is gonna go on forever. OP, wow, that's kind of a dick move. Don't you think that's kind of fucked up? GuitarBeard,
Don't you think it's more fucked up that she stays with him? I would be doing her a favor by showing her a good time and taking her away from that man-child.
Again, very ironic statement. The self-awareness level is just 0. We returned to the shop and ended up playing against each other for the first round. I won, which really pissed off GuitarBeard, as GuitarBeard was the one who had shown me how to play the game. The student has surpassed the master. I played actual deck lists, and he liked to try weird combos that basically never went off. After the game, he decided to start doing some card trades. I mean, deck lists are there for a reason. If you can build your own cool deck and stuff with a combo that works that isn't in a deck list, then you get that nice surprise factor. But if you're just like endlessly hoping for a certain draw to pop up, then yeah, your deck is not going to be consistent. What I would usually do is like go off of a deck list and then tweak it slightly for that bit of wow factor, you know? Take it to the tournament that I never go to and razzle dazzle. Really, it's just Ramtide saying that he didn't expect whatever came out. The one and only person I could really and truly nerd out about Magic with. Now, this is where I have to admit some of my naivete. I had agreed to pool all of my trade cards with his trade cards in one binder, under the idea that we could trade each other's cards that weren't being used in a deck. At the time, I had no concept of card value, and this fucked me. This man was always trading away my cards when he could, instead of his. Ugh. Again, nothing but what I'd expect. In the end, this wasn't too bad, though, as I often had more money and didn't really care about my trade cards. If it wasn't in my deck, I didn't really care. Looking back, though, I lost a lot of money. The infuriating part was that he would never admit any card he traded was mine, and for some stupid reason, probably all the dope I was smoking, I always just let it continue. Yeah, it's almost like you believe this guy was a friend of yours. That he could have possibly had your best interests at heart. Little did you know, he pulled the mask off, you saw the beard, and it was over from then on out. Thank God. But at least we got some stories. Anyways, OP says, hey, did you trade my holographic lands? GuitarBeard,
No, those were my cards, OP. Remember? I opened them last week.
OP, yeah, you opened them, helping me unpack the box or booster packs, but they were still mine. GuitarBeard,
Yeah, but I opened them. So it was my luck that gave you those cards. So really, they're mine.
what? Where's the logic there? Bro, what is in those packs are determined when the pack is created. Doesn't matter who buys it and who opens it and like, what? That is not just mental gymnastics, mental Olympics, as one of the recent comments said. I know, GuitarBeard's logic is just flawless. But that is exactly how card packs work. It's all the luck of the person opening the pack that dictates the cards inside. In my hands, that pack would have been utter trash. But under his greasy grasp, only the best cards fell out of that pack. I'm being sarcastic, of course, if you couldn't tell, but this is what GuitarBeard actually thought, and no amount of logic could convince him otherwise. What is that called? It's like confirmation bias or something like that. He forgets about all the crappy packs and shitty cards he opened, and he remembers those holographic lands. Which really, holographic lands, what's the point? Unless you're trying to style on somebody, but ugh, I'll take my basic crappy beat up cards any day of the week. After his trades, we went back to the bar with our remaining time before the next round. I actually stood outside the bar smoking a joint, and he went into the bar for like 15 minutes and somehow got unbelievably drunk. Just a quick 6-shooter. It's not gonna fuck me up that bad. Are you sure? I actually had to lend him a shoulder to walk back into the card shop. All the while, he was ranting and raving about his Machiavellian scheme. GuitarBeard.
You watch, OP. One of these days I'm gonna get her. He's gonna slip up, and I'm gonna slide in. Then I'll finally have lost my virginity. Then I will be the alpha.
Bro, I don't think some dude's sloppy seconds is gonna elevate you to alpha status. Oh god, this story's killing me, man. I love GuitarBeard. And by that, I mean, I love to hate him. Let's not get it twisted. OP says, yeah, you sure will, buddy. Keep living that dream. Don't encourage him, please. After another round, we again went back to the bar. This time, GuitarBeard had invited CardBeard, and I got to listen to what I can only describe as the incel's native tongue. GuitarBeard.
He treats her like shit. He doesn't care about her as much as I do. I deserve her, CardBeard.
CardBeard.
Yeah, he sounds like a total tool. He's clearly just breaking up with her to emotionally control her, to get her so addicted to him that she can't see straight. It's what all the Chads do.
GuitarBeard.
Yeah, that's exactly what he's doing. He's just stringing her along like a dog.
CardBeard.
Women are dogs. You have to train them. Otherwise, they just end up wasting their lives and they regret everything when their eggs dry up.
God. Maybe we should visit an incel subreddit. This conversation is just pure gold. Her eggs dry up. Was that really her only purpose in life? She could have lived a long and fulfilling life without worrying about her eggs drying up. God damn it.
Women are nothing without a man. You need to set that bitch straight.
Yeah, keep your pimp hands strong, CardBeard.
God, I'm dying.
GuitarBeard.
Yeah, I should call her later and explain that he's manipulating her and let her know that I am who she should really be with.
And I'm sure she'll listen to that. I just sat there, drinking some weird cocktail, entranced by these two girlfriendless weirdos talking about how to get a woman. Can anyone explain this phenomenon to me? Why is it that people without girlfriends always fancy themselves as the pussy whisperers? It's just the weirdest fucking thing. It's like taking cooking lessons from a person who only eats cup of noodles. It's like asking the devil how to get into heaven. It's just insanity. Absolute insanity. This is how they cope, OP. This is the only way that they can continue on with their lives, is believing that they know all the secrets, the truest truth, but it's just something about their looks or some such, people being shallow, that's holding them back. Ugh. And then they all get together and create a little echo chamber where they just, encourage these toxic mindsets and tell each other that, yeah, you're totally right on that. Oh, what has society done? Oh, well, we went back to the card shop again, and I, unfortunately, got paired up with Gaslight. I don't want to talk about it. Jesus, it must be bad. GuitarBeard got paired up against Magic Pro. About halfway through my match, I start hearing GuitarBeard drunkenly screaming. GuitarBeard,
You fucking cheat, Magic Pro! How else can you beat me every time?
Magic Pro, maybe because you play shit decks. Oh my god. GuitarBeard,
No! You have to be cheating. You're a cheating little bitch, and that's why you always win.
Magic Pro, At least I'm not a virgin. Whoa! Got him. Now, GuitarBeard had a hair fucking trigger when it came to the word virgin. It was like his trigger word. It was like the fucking button that turned him into a scrawny, greasy little Hulk. GuitarBeard,
I am not a virgin!
He screamed this as he stood up and dove over the table, damaging cards, knocking over drinks, and slamming into Magic Pro. This pushed Magic Pro onto the floor where some combination of nerd rage and alcoholism had allowed GuitarBeard to actually mount a prone Magic Beard and just start beating on him. Yeah, he's only meant for fighting on the battlefield. I guess Magic Pro just didn't have the heart of the cards. Oh wait, that's the wrong game. Grifter.
Get the fuck off of him, you drunk idiot!
This did not deter GuitarBeard though. Then, in an amazing feat of neckbeard on neckbeard violence, Grifter walked over to GuitarBeard, lifted all 110 pounds of him off of Magic Pro, and took him outside and tossed him in the road. It was marvelous. I did not know that Grifter used to be a power lifter, so somewhere under all that bulk was actually some muscle, I guess. Grifter banned him from the store. It's like something you'd see on a cartoon or something like that, getting thrown out into the street out the door. But yeah, a lot of those power lifters, big boys, if you don't maintain it, then you build a layer of fat on top. So people are like, oh, it must be fat all the way through, right? Nah, bro. There's secrets hidden underneath. And that's how I feel. I go to the gym every day. I still don't have the definition I want. Someday it'll change. Or maybe I'll just keep my secrets hidden. That's okay too, as long as I feel good. I stuck around as I had nothing to do with GuitarBeard. Oh boy, did I sure get a lot of questions about him though, as everyone knew that we were roommates. This actually resulted in me making friends with a couple of cool guys there that I still talk to. So overall, the experience was kind of a net positive, at least for me. That was until later that night when I got back. See, it turns out, in a fit of rage, GuitarBeard had decided to sell his deck and the card binder since
I won't be needing these anymore.
The problem, he sold cards that belonged to me as well. I was absolutely livid and honestly didn't speak to him for a couple of weeks after this. On the bright side, he at least had some money and wouldn't be borrowing any from me anytime soon. Oh god, dude, don't let yourself get taken advantage of anymore, OP. That's probably the hardest parts about these stories, is just watching the OPs roll over and let these fucking neckbeards take a big greasy dump on them. You sell my magic cards, you're either gonna pay me back or we fighting. That's it. I don't care if they're pieces of paper. They meant something to me. And yeah, I paid good money for them. So hell no. Hell no, this would not fly. Now, you might be asking, why didn't anyone press charges on GuitarBeard? Well, that's simple. Everyone kind of felt bad for GuitarBeard in some way. He was, in many ways, just absolutely pathetic. The man, to this day, gets by in life by some miracle combination of pity and the luck of the fucking devil. Also, I'm pretty sure Magic Pro thought that pressing charges would make him look bitch-made. To his credit, he laughed off the incident, and to his discredit, he would tell that story to anyone with a spare minute. And that, readers, is how GuitarBeard got banned from competitive Magic. Is this the worst of GuitarBeard? Absolutely not. Was it painful to watch? You better fucking believe it. Did it bring the laughs? Also, you better believe it. Still so many questions, though. Does GuitarBeard ever get the girl? Does his friend ever realize that he's just a manipulative little shit? Does GuitarBeard ever lose his virginity? Will sobriety ever touch this man's pickled brain? Well, you'll just have to wait around and see on the next episode of Dragon Ball Z! Thanks for reading. God, I really do hate those, like, feel sorry for me type of dudes. They just thrive on pity. They hope that everything will be handed to them because somebody feels bad for them. Like, Be a man. Stand up, grab your balls, and say, this is who I am. This is what I can do. But GuitarBeard doesn't have that confidence right now because he has never done nothing. He's never allowed himself to do anything because he's scared to put himself out there. It's a whole lot easier to just collapse in on yourself, stay drunk, not worry about what's going on in the world. And part of me gets that, I like staying comfy too, but the truth is, nothing ventured, nothing gained. You don't have to be a snaky asshole trying to swoop your best friend's girl. Find a woman who is actually interested in you. I'm sure that they are out there somewhere. They might not be up to your incel standards. But, you got to start where you could start. You can even take a lesson away from something as small as his response to losing in a Magic tournament. Like, the other player is not cheating. They've built a better deck than you. Can you not look inwardly enough to be like, yeah, you got the better of me that time. I'll work on it and try and do better for myself next time. He is a frustrating creature. And again, I'm probably talking to a wall. I'll go ahead and put this advice out there. And if by some chance he hears it, he's just going to be like, you don't understand. Like, okay, yeah, the world's just shitting specifically on you, bro. Nobody else has had to struggle except for you. Here's your reward for being the biggest whiny bitch. But goddamn, do I love OP's writing style. Super good stuff. It seems like there are a lot of branches in the GuitarBeard verse, and I hope that once we wrap this saga, we might explore some other ones, because I really do like the writing style. It had me cracking up like the entire way. And I think that is the main goal of these stories. There's also some life lessons, a little drizzle of impotent rage, but overall, yeah, I'm just here to have a laugh and help you guys have a good time.
She's my one and only, but a man has needs.
Baby, a man has needs.
GuitarBeard Episode 3, Fear, Loathing, and Concussions. Well, I got the loathing down. Welcome back to the tale of GuitarBeard. If you need to catch up on part 1 or part 2, the amazing ReddX has gone ahead and narrated it, and I will put a link right here. Hell yeah, you'll love to see it. I don't know how amazing I am, but I definitely did narrate it. In episode 2, we learned how GuitarBeard was banned from playing Magic. TLDR, he basically hit a player in a drunken stupor. And today, we will be learning about the first time that I had a really bad trip, thanks to GuitarBeard. Well, it was only just a matter of time, I guess. And how I also got hit over the head with a beer bottle. Good times, but not really though. Were those two things related? I can imagine having a bad trip if somebody hits me with a beer bottle. Or just a bad day in general. Psychedelics need not be involved. Now, GuitarBeard had friends that would try to help him get out of his funk, try to get him onto other girls. In this tale, GuitarBeard and I are dragged to a party house by two wonderful girls whom GuitarBeard did not deserve to know. Well, they're obviously not romantically interested in him, so it's pretty interesting to me that they'd be like, well, let's find you somebody. Let's just make you somebody else's problem. Bro, leave him alone. Let him fucking die in a puddle. That's fine. But first, let's get into our cast. OP, an edgy pseudo-goth who usually likes his personal space, enjoys psychedelics quite liberally, and has decent interpersonal skills. GB is GuitarBeard, beanpole of a man who was constantly covered in a grease-like film, smells of stale baby gravy, old socks, and cooking grease. As alcoholic as one person can be, and he has the social awareness that you would expect from your typical neckbeard. Fairy, another musically inclined friend of GuitarBeard. Unlike Cardbeard from the previous story though, she was actually well known around town for her talents and pretty well liked. Very sweet and understanding, and really just took pity on GuitarBeard. Called it. Named for her own fairy godmother-like ability to acquire almost anything. Ooh, anything? Aggro was Fairy's girlfriend, a real spitfire of a woman who really couldn't give two shits about other people. She wasn't cruel or out of touch, but she was just about doing her own thing, and I respected her for that. She did not like GuitarBeard at all. I don't think anybody actually does. Even Fairy is only out of pity. Mountain, the guy who gave me a concussion, a literal mound of meat. Oh, OP's the one getting concussed in this story? That sucks. I thought we were going to see a beard get punched again. Those are always my favorite tales, man. So, as I sit there, contemplating exactly how many mushrooms I was going to eat, GuitarBeard slides into my room without knocking, as always. GuitarBeard,
OP, Fairy and Aggro invited us to a party. Do you want to come with?
OP, where is it? GuitarBeard,
It's at this place they always go. It's like a total rager. And there are tons of girls there.
OP, do I know anyone else who's going? GuitarBeard,
No, but can you be my wingman?
definitely not. There is not one person on the planet that is probably capable of bringing this beard in for a smooth landing. OP says, aren't you still hung up on Chastity? GuitarBeard,
Well, yeah, she's my one and only, but a man has needs.
oh god. I shivered at the thought of GuitarBeard's needs, but as I stared pensively into the mound of mushrooms, I decided that this could be a good thing. How bad could it be? Oh, God. So I ate my mound of shrooms and decided to go. I took a shower, put on some clean clothes, and tied my hair back. GuitarBeard did none of these things. If only GuitarBeard knew that the place was going to be full of black lights, maybe he would have thought twice about not changing, but okay, I'm getting ahead of myself. That you're gonna see the baby gravy. There's a reason he smells like baby gravy all the time. His pants are gonna be covered in it. Oh god. So horrible. Fairy and Aggro show up and usher us to their vehicle after the usual pleasantries. Fairy and Aggro are smoking a blunt and offer it to me. I happily take more drugs. And GuitarBeard declines. GuitarBeard,
You know, OP, weed actually lowers your testosterone. If you're not careful, you'll become a transgender.
Is that a fact? He didn't say transgender, but I'm not gonna write the word that he actually used.
You'll never be an alpha male as long as you're smoking weed.
Yep, and you can take it from GuitarBeard, the self-admitted beta male. Oh, God. OP, cool story. I know about the testosterone thing, and personally, it doesn't bother me. Also, don't be a fucking buzzkill. Fairy, yeah, maybe you'd have more success with the ladies if you just loosened up, GuitarBeard. GuitarBeard,
Oh, I have plenty of success with the ladies.
all the things we know about him say that's a lie. Aggro, you were at our apartment the other night crying about still being a virgin. Why are you fronting? GuitarBeard,
Just because I don't bed the girls that I talk to, it doesn't mean I don't have success. I'm a gentleman. I don't rush into that kind of stuff.
Whatever you gotta tell yourself to sleep at night, buddy. Aggro, well, either be a gentleman or stop bitching about being a virgin. You can't have it both ways. A one-night stand isn't gonna stain your honor. And I did see a comment on the last GuitarBeard video that said that I shouldn't make fun of him for being a virgin. And really, I'm not. I've met virgins that are firm in their view, and they're really cool people. But when you get to the self-loathing part, and you're like, I have this thing about myself, and I absolutely hate it. It's like, why don't you just change that about yourself? It's within your grasp to fix it if you feel it needs fixing. to sit back and fucking cry about it endlessly, that's pathetic. That is the part that I'm making fun of. At this point, the mushrooms had started tickling at my brain, and I could literally feel Aggro's righteous anger and GuitarBeard's absolute embarrassment. Shrooms are cool. But don't do them, though. I laughed hysterically at this. I could not stop laughing. GuitarBeard.
Stop laughing at me.
OP. I'm sorry. It's just, I never thought of it like that. Shit or get off the pot, buddy. GuitarBeard retorts,
I'm only like this because of my parents' abuse.
See part 1 for more details on their supposed abuse. GuitarBeard then went into a tirade at length about all the abuses that he had suffered. Aggro, who actually had some terrible shit happen to her, just stared on in disbelief at his tales of being grounded for bullying his siblings. After what felt like an absolute eternity of his bitching, we finally arrived at the house. Tons of people were there, and there was a line where someone at the door collected the entrance fee and gave you your solo cup. Oh, this is like a party for profit? That is the biggest brain idea. I tried to do this when we were 18 and the cops in Burbank came and shut us down. First night that we opened. Apparently you need permits and shit like that. But it was pretty fun for the 2 hours before the cops showed up. Now, I need to explain the layout of this place. First of all, the house was huge. The ground floor was made up of 5 large rooms, and then there was a basement which was only lit by neon and black lights. The basement was where the more rave-like stuff was going on. It is at this point that I must provide a trigger warning. Themes of sexual assault and violence are incoming. Feel free to stop the video if it gets a bit heavy for you at any time. One more warning. If you are sensitive to the themes of sexual assault, please stop reading or listening. That's fine. There's plenty of other videos that don't touch on topics like this. That being said, I will try not to be too gratuitous with my description of the upcoming event. So, Fairy and Aggro take GuitarBeard around, and I am entranced by the siren song of decent EDM and flashing lights. So I go into the basement. I find a nice place to sit, and I enjoy a good amount of people watching and just vibing. After some time, Fairy finds me sitting on a couch and asks me if I have any weed. So we start smoking and just chatting. OP, so how are things going with GuitarBeard? Fairy, he won't stop talking about Chastity, and he's doing that thing where he invades people's personal space. OP, oh god. Has anyone slapped him yet? Fairy, no, but he's pretty much blackout drunk and embarrassing the fuck out of us. OP, fantastic. Like I said, just try to wingman this dude. That is an impossible task. Hello, decent and lovely young lady. This is my friend who doesn't know how to shower and is currently way too drunk for his own good. Would you like to let him into your home for the night? Fuck no. Then, as though we had uttered his name 3 times, GuitarBeard appeared before us. He said,
OP, I found these 2 cute girls, and I want you to talk up one of them.
OP, I'm really not sure I want to do that right this minute. Could you give me like 5 minutes? And then double it? And then double it again? Now, I don't know what to call this. It's just something that happens to me on mushrooms. Maybe other people too. Maybe it's like auras or just seeing reality differently. But in that very moment, I could see the absolute amount of horny that this man had. Ugh, it disgusted me. I absolutely could not look at him. And this sent me spiraling into a less than pleasant experience. My experience with shrooms has been a lot less about auras. I guess you could call it seeing reality differently. I just really feel like I'm connected to another person. You can read all the signs in their face and body and just hear all the subtle tones in their voice. And no matter what words are actually coming out of their mouth, you can discern the actual meaning of what they want to say. You know what I mean? It's maybe you don't if you haven't experienced it, but it's trippy. It's really cool, but it's not something that I would want to be switched on all the time. It's super distracting too. And yeah, it can spiral you into a bad place if you've got somebody with less than honorable intentions hanging around you. Like GuitarBeard. I would not have gone to party with GuitarBeard if I was tripping. That's a bad mix. GuitarBeard said,
No, we have to go now before someone else talks to them.
Ugh. He reached down and just wrenched me off of my seat and started pulling me to the recessed area of the basement. There, playing pool, were two pretty attractive girls. GuitarBeard introduced me to the brunette as he was trying to chat up the tall blonde. I'm just gonna call them Blonde and Brunette. Well, Betty and Veronica. As I really don't remember much else about them. So I leaned up against the wall and chatted with Brunette for a while. She was actually really nice and noticed that I was not having a great time, to which I explained that I was kind of on a bad trip. God bless her soul, she actually was able to talk me down a little bit. Eventually I stabilized and me and Brunette were getting a little flirty when I noticed to my absolute horror that GuitarBeard's clothes are stained. Oh, God. I knew it was coming, but it's just so delicious to have it delivered. The black light is illuminating the stains, and to my even greater horror, there are a large number of white stains around the zipper of his jeans. If only that could have been the worst of it. Now, GuitarBeard had this thing that he did. Everyone hated it. He would stand within inches of you, like uncomfortably close. And he did this because he read about it in a book about
Alpha male behavior.
I tried reading it once, but I swear, it is basically the incel Bible. What's this book called, dude? I kind of want to pick it apart, too. That could be a fun entry on the channel. This poor blonde girl that he was trying to entrap was creeping back further and further, and without missing a beat, he would close the distance. God, what a fucking weirdo, with the stains on his pants and everything. It paints quite a picture. Her discomfort was palpable, so I did the right thing. I pointed to the situation and told Brunette to get her friend, and they quickly left. GuitarBeard said,
What the hell did you say to her?
OP, nothing. She just had to go. GuitarBeard,
No, you blew up my spot. I totally had that girl in the palm of my hands.
something tells me the palm of his hand sees plenty of action. OP says, bro, look down at your pants. GuitarBeard,
Oh, what about him?
OP, you see that white glowing all around your crotch? What do you think that is? GuitarBeard,
It's probably some mustard from my lunch.
are you eating this sandwich with your dick, bro? What the hell?
I need to use the restroom.
Yeah, go clean off your mustard dick. What the hell? So he storms off to the bathroom. I follow just to make sure that he isn't trying to find the two girls who had just departed. He does indeed head to the washroom and opens the door. It's occupied, though, by two girls. One of them is vomiting uncontrollably in the toilet, while the other one is trying to soothe her. GuitarBeard,
What's going on here?
do your eyes not work, bro? The girl who isn't vomiting explains that her friend drank too much and can't stop throwing up. Duh. This is when GuitarBeard hatches his brilliant scheme. GuitarBeard,
Oh, she just needs some water. Why don't you get her some, and we'll look after her?
Oh no, do not leave your friend alone with fucking GuitarBeard. She thanks us and goes upstairs. Oh, God, I hate where this is going. For the briefest of moments, I almost thought GuitarBeard was showing empathy to another human being. Ugh, how wrong I was. GuitarBeard,
Are you okay?
he said, kneeling next to her and stroking her back. Red flags start firing off in my brain. The girl shakes her head. No. GuitarBeard,
Are you hot? You look all sweaty.
he starts sliding her shirt up her back. Oh my God. Somebody stabbed this dude. I hated this dude before, but now we are past the point of no return. I know exactly what's going on here. So does OP. So does probably anybody who's taken a look at this situation for what it is. Oh God, I hate it so much. GuitarBeard says,
Is that better? A little cool hair?
Then before I could properly process all of these fucking red flags flying around, his hand reaches up to her exposed back and tries to unlatch her bra. OP, dude, what the actual fuck? Get off of her! It's my turn to invade some personal space. I get right up to him and glower as hard as I can. OP, get your fucking hands off of her! GuitarBeard,
Why? Look at her. She likes it.
oh my God, dude. The impotent rage is so strong. What a fucking waste of skin. OP, I am looking at her and she is in no state for you to be acting like a fucking degenerate. It was at this point that I felt a pain in my head. I turned and then proceeded to get punched right in my face. Before me was a mountain of a man who, very understandably, had just assaulted me. I was then pushed to the floor as GuitarBeard was hoisted up and pressed against the wall. This mountain was the girl's boyfriend, who had returned with the girl that GuitarBeard had sent to get water. Mountain says,
What the fuck do you think you're doing?
GuitarBeard,
I was just trying to help. Fuck off, man. Who are you anyways?
Mountain,
I'm a boyfriend, you fucking little creeps.
he said, before punching GuitarBeard in the face as well. Yes, I'm glad the beard got punched in the face too. Just desserts. I mean, I'm sorry OP had to take a hit, but that's kind of what you get when you agree to wingman for GuitarBeard. OP's been a good boy most of the story. He's made a lot of smart decisions. This was not one of them. And this is when things just burst into complete chaos. I guess tensions were high, or maybe Mountain had beef with other people at the party. But soon another guy stepped in and grabbed Mountain and just started punching him. Like an old saloon brawl or something. Somebody throws a fucking chair and that's it. This resulted in a cascade effect of people just starting to fight. Anyone who was not fighting quickly departed, and I got the hell out of Dodge. Not my fight, not my problem, not my circus, not my goddamn monkeys. I ditched GuitarBeard and got outside and started looking for Fairy's car. Soon, though, I heard police sirens. Uh-oh. And not wanting to get caught with a bunch of drugs on me, I decided to just run. After I made my way far away from that house, I called Fairy and found out that they had left in their car with GuitarBeard, who had told them that
I got arrested for feeling up a girl.
Oh God, what a piece of shit, man. He's just so irredeemable. I don't even have the words. I can't properly process how angry I would be towards this beard. I don't even want to call him a person. He's just a fucking beard. They, understandably, did not want to come pick me up. It took me a very long time to set the story straight with them. Fucking GuitarBeard. I walked home heavily concussed. It was like 5 miles. But I walked everywhere, so it wasn't too bad. Jesus Christ, dude. This is so terrible. How does it all turn out okay for GuitarBeard? Just fucking bumbles his way through life. So yeah, the walk wasn't too bad, or maybe it just didn't seem too bad because of the concussion and the mushrooms. Yeah, walking on mushrooms could be fun. When I finally got home, GuitarBeard wasn't there, presumably staying with Fairy and Aggro. I wish I could tell y'all that this was the final straw for me. I wish I could say that this is where I finally lose my shit and find a new place or just start ignoring GuitarBeard. No, sadly, I was still naive and still trying to see the best in people. But this isn't a people, it's a beard. Thinking that maybe I could somehow help out this pitifully creepy soul. Oh, how wrong I was. The day, though, would come, and it would very well soon come. But that's not the end, because we got a bonus story! Yeah! Nice one, OP. So why did GuitarBeard have those stains on his pants? Duh. This isn't really neckbeardy as it is just hilarious. See, I had a laptop in my room, and I let GuitarBeard use it when I wasn't around. Ugh. Can you disinfect the keyboard? Well, one day, heading off for class, I forgot my trusty box of joints and cigarettes. I only noticed this after about 5 minutes of walking, so I walk back, go into the apartment, and go open my bedroom door. Sitting in front of my laptop is GuitarBeard, just staring at a blank screen. Now, I didn't think too much of this until I grabbed my box and noticed on the floor a very suspicious bottle of lotion that wasn't there when I left. I didn't say a word. I just walked out of the apartment, and while I was in the hallway, I just started laughing my fucking ass off. I didn't hold back. I laughed as hard as I could. I wanted him to know that I knew. Like I said, not all that neckbeardy, but just funny to me. Unless you consider beating off in someone else's room neckbeardy. Maybe it is. You tell me. In someone else's room with someone else's computer, this is way over the line, dude. Oh God, I hate it. You got to throw the whole computer away now. And that, my little peppermints, is the party arc. Coming up next, the betrayal arc. We will finally delve into the first part of many, describing GuitarBeard's attempts to woo his lady. Thanks for reading. So yeah, this story was definitely the climax, or maybe just a climax, but it is a turning point for me. First, I just hoped that something bad would happen to GuitarBeard and he would see the error of his ways and get everything turned around, but now he is beyond the pale. I hope that he ends up in jail or worse. I am super glad that that chick who was way too drunk had a boyfriend that was willing to step up and protect her. Hopefully, it could have knocked some sense into GuitarBeard, but considering that this is not the end of the saga, yeah, I guess we'll just see how much worse it can get. I'm so glad that it didn't go any further than it did, but this dude is very fucking obviously a predator. And even worse than that, he's a predator in sheep's clothing. You know what I mean? He gets into the car with Fairy and Aggro, and he's like, oh yeah, OP just got arrested for trying to molest some chick. It's like, dude, that's the thing that you did. You obviously know that it's wrong, and you don't have the balls to step up, accept your actions, so you try and fucking pin it on somebody else. Oh, he's just despicable. I can't believe OP is still going after this point. You do some shit like that to me, you better sleep with one eye open. Because I'm coming into your room and I am removing your entire fucking head. Ugh. Not that it would make a difference. He wasn't using that shit anyways. God damn, dude. I didn't think I could hate him anymore, but this story just lit a fire. I guess we'll see what part number 4 has to offer. GuitarBeard, the self-admitted beta male, is going to tell us all about hormones and how they work.
I've started taking hormones. Hormones? Yeah, they make you have your puberty quicker.
GuitarBeard, episode 4. Canary in a coal mine. You work 18 hours, what do you get? Another day older and deeper in debt. User Ethan Ralph is fat. Still love that username. Glad to see you, buddy. It's time for the beach episode. Hey, I could go for a little beach trip. Well, it's kind of a beach episode. I mean, like, some of it does take place at a beach, but this is not a relaxing setting. With beards involved, it never is. Today, we will be diving into the first part of the Betrayal arc. To clarify, the Betrayal arc takes place over about a month or two, so there is some jumping around the timeline, but I will do my best to keep it in chronological order. You mean the part where he tried to blame you for trying to get it on with some super drunk chick at a party? That wasn't the beginning of the Betrayal arc? Because I think that was the beginning of the Betrayal arc, but okay, we're on your timeline. Have it your way, boss. If you need to catch up, ReddX narrated parts 1 and 2 and 3. I will put links below. Please give him a listen. He is doing the Lord's work. God. Well, that's pumping it up a bit much, but I do thank you for the links, especially when they go in those public subreddits. It is exceptionally helpful to turn more people onto the channel. And with that said, let's get into our cast. OP, that's me. Or, you know, not me, I'm ReddX, but the OP's the OP. I eat psychedelics and like to be left alone. I'm not a fan of interpersonal drama, and I have very little patience for bullshit. Okay, but do you though? I mean, GuitarBeard has lasted this long. Come on now. GuitarBeard is GB, beanpole of a man with a neck beard that grew all the way down his neck, smelled of stale grease, dirty socks, and baby gravy. He's in love with Harry Potter's girlfriend, and he has a Machiavellian scheme to steal her away. Has no shame whatsoever and truly believes that he is
Musically gifted.
Yeah, I'm sure. Chastity is the milady of this story. Tall Amazonian of a woman who is actually fairly attractive. Why actually? Tall chicks can be totally attractive. Come on now. Has a tragic past and a bit of an alcohol and coke problem. And I don't think you mean Coca-Cola. Whoops. The story here does not paint her well, but please keep it in mind, out of all the people in this story, she probably ends up the best in the future. Alright, but you do understand that I will give her both barrels if it is required, regardless of what her future holds. HP is Harry Potter. I call him Harry Potter because he kinda looked like Daniel Radcliffe, if Daniel Radcliffe had no muscle definition and the posture of a sloth with scoliosis. I don't know if he's a neckbeard, but I do know that he's a sociopath, just not quite sure about that neckbeard part. Hey, close enough for government work. You guys will have to tell me. Harry Potter is Chastity's boyfriend and one of GuitarBeard's best friends. Birds of a feather, he's a neckbeard. Minor characters, they just exist. People who exist in the story that don't really play any major role. So, into the story. Our journey begins 2 nights before an unplanned trip to the beach. Harry Potter is over, playing Munchkin with GuitarBeard and myself. They're getting drunk, and I'm enjoying a bottle of Robitussin with a weed chaser. See, Harry Potter was around occasionally, usually to escape the current drama that he was staring down with Chastity. What was the drama du jour, you might ask? Well, hold on for just a second while we get the trigger warnings. General douchebaggery, gaslighting, and sexual assault. Again. Ugh. Final trigger warning. That's right, told you 2 times. Get out while the getting's good. Well, it turns out that Chastity had accepted an invite to a frat party. Drunk, coked up girl at a frat party? I don't know about that. Harry Potter didn't feel like going, and she decided to go alone. Now, based on what I had heard from her, she had been slipped something, and woke up while several degenerates were doing some not great things. This is clearly tragic and not something that I want to spend too much time on, so let's just leave it at that. Well, I do thank you for the brevity, OP. Jesus. So after leaving the aforementioned events, she failed to drive home and ended up vomiting and crying on the side of the road. She called Harry Potter to come and get her, and by her own account, was left in the cold for about 90 minutes before he showed up, despite knowing the gravity of the situation and only being 20 minutes away. Well, let's do the math on that. All that adds up to, a pretty shit boyfriend. Maybe GuitarBeard is right to try and steal her away. Or maybe Chastity needs to find somebody who is not a slovenly neckbeard. When he finally did pick her up, he tried to drive her both to the hospital and to the police station. She declined both of these invitations and just wanted to go home. Now, if you don't know anything about how people cope with this sort of thing, you might react in the way that Harry Potter did. You might react like a total sociopath and threaten to break up with your girlfriend for not wanting to do anything about it. You might even tell the victim that it was her fault for going to a party without you. You might also be a normal human being and just do what you can to help a person that you allegedly care about. I know which one I would choose. Harry Potter was not a normal person, though, so he did all of the other things mentioned. And that brings us back to this game of Munchkin. Harry Potter's giving his recounting of events to GuitarBeard, and I can literally hear the gears slowly turning in GuitarBeard's stupid head. Harry Potter:
I don't know, GuitarBeard. She says that she was assaulted, but honestly, I think she just cheated on me. It wouldn't be the first time, and it feels like she's just trying to pass the buck.
GuitarBeard:
Yeah, she probably wanted all those dicks. Every woman wants to be in a gangbang.
Oh, God.
No, and fuck no. I think there is a very small percentage of women that would enjoy that, but most of them would be fucking mortified. Oh my God. Harry Potter:
She has expressed interest in a three-way before. I was never interested, but maybe she was just living out that fantasy.
GuitarBeard:
Yeah, see? She wasn't assaulted. She was just holding tryouts for your replacement.
God.
This is what all women do. They just use you until they can find something better and leave you a hollow husk, only to return when they realize that there's no one better out there for them.
Has anybody ever come back to you, GuitarBeard? Just be real with me, bro. OP: I'm sorry? Are you both fucking idiots? They both stared at me, and I composed myself. See, when this takes place, my rage with GuitarBeard was reaching a level that I had never previously known. Compound that with Harry Potter, who I never liked, and I was ready to pop. I was finally growing a spine. GuitarBeard said,
Why are you calling us idiots?
OP: just because a girl has an interest in a fucking three-way doesn't mean that she's willing to take a whole pack of fucking hot dogs. Can either of you name even one girl that you have met who was interested in being gangbanged? GuitarBeard and Harry Potter stared at each other for a moment, mulling over this question. OP: yeah, that's what I fucking thought. Even if her experience is fabricated to cover up cheating, why would she tell you that? Why would she tell you that, and why would she call you for a ride, Harry Potter? Harry Potter:
'Cause she was too fucked up to drive.
GuitarBeard:
Yeah, she was drunk and desperate.
OP: oh, in this scenario where her assault story is just a cover-up for cheating, don't you think that one of her new boyfriends would have given her a ride? Doesn't she have other friends that she could have called? GuitarBeard:
You just don't get it, OP. Women are more emotional than men. Her hormones were all fucked up, and she just couldn't hold in the guilt.
Yep, GuitarBeard, the self-admitted beta male, is going to tell us all about hormones and how they work. Write this shit down.
So she had to come clean. She had to call Harry Potter. Women don't think logically.
Harry Potter.
Yeah, and if it really did happen, why didn't she want to go to the police? Why wouldn't she go to the hospital?
I was losing patience and my grip on reality at this point, as the carpet fibers grew tiny happy faces and started to sway. I still had one more bullet left to fire, though. Well, OP might be getting frustrated, but at least the carpet seems to be enjoying this. OP, what if I slipped you both something right now and I had my way with you? Would you want to go to the police? Would you want to go to court and have me say to your families and a court full of people that you wanted me to do it? That you liked it? GuitarBeard.
Of course we would.
Harry Potter.
Yeah, you'd go to jail in a heartbeat. What kind of sick degenerate are you? Why would you even think like that?
Arguing with idiots. It's never gonna go well. Now is the point where OP walks away, and a good choice indeed. At this point, I had run out of patience and just enjoyed the texture of the carpet and listened to them drone on about how Chastity was just playing Harry Potter. Now, here's where GuitarBeard's scheme starts to play out. See, he took like 2 psychology classes, and you know how it is with people after 2 psychology classes. They just know everything about the human mind. So he starts feeding Harry Potter these lines about how
she probably has a personality disorder. He should get her a book about coping with some disorder or another.
I think he said bipolar because she had constant highs and lows. Harry Potter, being the sociopathic mental midget that he was, ate this right up. I just sat there in my own world, passively playing Munchkin. I thought to myself, you know what also creates highs and lows? Cocaine and fucking alcohol. Nailed it, dude. I kept my mouth shut though, because being the third wheel to 2 people who talk about women like aliens is exhausting. It really is. The friendly carpet faces though, yeah, now those are some real bros. You're killing me. Now jump forward 2 days. It's Chastity's birthday. Oh, Jesus. And despite all that's happened, she wants to go to the beach. Harry Potter invites GuitarBeard, who is a friend to them both, and GuitarBeard invites me
to back him up.
I inquired about this. OP, why do you need backup? And OP wrote Harry Potter, but I'm pretty sure he means GuitarBeard.
Oh, you'll see. You just need to be there.
OP, I don't even know Chastity all that well. Should I even be there? GuitarBeard.
It's just her, Harry Potter, and me. It's a small thing. I don't want to be the third wheel, so it's less awkward if I bring a friend.
I did not understand the logic, but I do like sitting on the hot sand and a bit of swimming, so I did agree to this. Harry Potter and Chastity picked us up. The drive was uneventful, shitty music was played, and Chastity and GuitarBeard drank beer out of some fountain soda cups the whole way. I noticed along the way that Harry Potter seemed to be eyeing Chastity every so often with a look of almost contempt on his face. GuitarBeard couldn't have been happier sharing drinks with Chastity. After growing tired of all of their antics, I just began reading a book. Once we reached the beach, we set up our little section of beach with towels and umbrellas and a cooler, and then I saw something that is still seared into my brain. Chastity took off her long shirt, revealing herself in a bikini. This isn't seared into my brain because she was attractive, but because I saw a ton of bruises. Oh, fuck. Bruises that look quite similar to rough sex bruises, as though several tight grips had been applied to her arms, legs, and midsection. Oh, fuck. God, I hate this dude. There also appeared to be several hickeys. At that moment, I had no doubt in my mind that her story was 100% true. I didn't have any doubt from the time that she fucking said it. Like OP said, why would she make that up? I found myself completely floundering for any other explanation. Maybe Harry Potter had done all of that? That had to be the case, right? There's no way that Harry Potter could see all of that and think,
She just wanted to be in a gangbang.
ugh. I shook all this off and went into the water before anyone else, deciding to try and swim off some of the anxiety at what the hell I had just witnessed. Yes, nice cleansing water will soothe me. Jesus Christ. Oh, fuck. Poor Chastity, man. I still don't understand what in this story is making Chastity come off as, like, looking bad, like OP said in the character introduction. Like, okay, she has her vices, you know, drinking coke. That's not good. She goes to a party without her boyfriend. God forbid she have some of her own fucking autonomy. She seems just like a victim to me, 100%, and it makes me really sad. After all this type of shit, I am so happy that her life turned around and she was able to become a success. Anywho's, I always liked swimming. Something about drifting through the water like a fish always felt calming to me. That and the edible that I ate was kicking in and I was having a blast. I occasionally caught sight of the other three dicking around in the shallow water, but for the most part, I did my own thing. That was until around midday, when Harry Potter brought out a cake and retrieved some gifts from the car. We all gathered around and did the awkward song ritual, while Chastity did the forceful exhaling on burning wax ritual. Did she make a wish? I could think of quite a few wishes that she could have made in that moment. We all had some cake and beer, and then Chastity began opening gifts. A couple of stuffed bunnies of various sizes, apparently her favorite animal, a nice pair of earrings, and then she opened the final gift. I want to take a second to talk about sand. Anything else except what's going to happen. I really do. I don't want to remember this part. I want to talk about anything else. How's your local sports ball team doing? Did you have a nice day? Fuck it. Never mind. I can't go around it. Gotta go through it. Oh, Jesus. The final gift was a book titled something along the lines of Coping with Bipolar Disorder. Chastity's previously happy face became the scowl of an angry storm. Chastity, why the fuck would you get me this? Harry Potter,
Because, well, you're going through a lot, and I thought it would help.
Chastity, how many times do I have to tell you? I am not bipolar. Harry Potter,
Yes, you are. You were so happy a second ago, and now you're angry.
there's no stimulus that could have caused this shift in emotion.
These mood swings aren't normal. You have a problem, and you refuse to seek help. I just want to help you.
Chastity, I'm angry because all I wanted to do today was have fun and forget. Somehow, though, you've made it all about what you think and brought me back to what happened to me. Harry Potter,
You know what? Happy fucking birthday. I'm going for a walk.
yep, all about you, buddy. He is definitely a fucking sociopath, dude. Chastity, good. I don't want to see you right now. I saw GuitarBeard smirking in my peripheral vision. I could hear the Death Note soundtrack playing in his head. He stood up and went to put what he thought was a consoling hand on her shoulder. He didn't get very far. GuitarBeard,
Man, sometimes I don't understand what.
Chastity interrupted. Can you please not fucking touch me? GuitarBeard muttered his apologies and walked off in the general direction of Harry Potter. I like Chastity, man. She's the realest. You should date her, OP. Save her from these beards. Chastity went and sat down under the umbrella. I just sat there, awkwardly picking at a piece of cake and really wishing that I were somewhere else. After a while, she began crying as her phone began blowing up with text messages. I'm not a heartless person, so I decided to at least try and help. I walked over to another towel with ample space between us. OP, hey, I know we don't know each other that well, but do you maybe want to talk about what's going on? Chastity, why? So you can tell Tweedledee and Tweedledum? OP, no, just so you can feel better. If you don't want to talk, that's fine too. I'm happy to just sit in silence with you. Chastity, I just don't understand why he doesn't believe me. What I went through was one of the worst experiences since my childhood, and he won't even believe that it fucking happened. He's my boyfriend. He's supposed to be there for me. OP, yeah, sounds like he's not being a very good partner right now. Do you want to talk about what happened? I could just sit and listen, no judgment. Chastity then went on to tell me the events of the night that she was assaulted. If I wasn't so callous, I might have cried. It was truly an awful tale. I have no doubt about that. Fucking sounds horrendous even in passing. Though I did once laugh when she referred to frats and sororities as assault factories. I still find that funny to this day. She meant it as a joke. I mean, I wasn't being a dick. The whole while, her phone was blowing up with passive-aggressive text messages like,
Why are you such a bitch? I was just trying to help. And you need help.
Chastity, why the hell are men so fucking stupid? I ask myself that every day. The only explanation that I could find is like this one comedian who basically explained that women's brains is like a box of wires and everything's connected, and men have very separate boxes, and one of the boxes just has nothing inside of it. And men really like the nothing box because they don't have to think about shit. And it's so true. My wife wakes up in the morning like, what do you want for dinner? And I'm just sitting there like, I don't know. In my nothing box. Chastity yelled, standing and preparing to launch her phone into the water. OP, hey, that costs money. Don't throw that. Throw that shitty book. OP's so cool, man. They're both so cool. God damn it. I'm shipping OP and Chastity. She laughed at this and then retrieved the stupid gift and frisbeed it into the frothing water. OP, feel better? Chastity, only a little. Soon after, the goof troop of GuitarBeard and Harry Potter returned, saying that we should head out. They both looked like beaten dogs. Chastity agreed, probably not being in the mood for any more surprises, and we departed. The car ride was quiet and tense. GuitarBeard and I were dropped off. When we were in the apartment, GuitarBeard started shouting at me. GuitarBeard,
what the fuck? Why did you have my back? You were supposed to back me up.
OP, what? I'm sorry? How did I not back you up? GuitarBeard,
you should have let her yell at me like that. You should have told her off. Told her that I was just trying to help and comfort her.
OP, you shouldn't have put your hands on an assault victim. GuitarBeard,
that story's bullshit, and you fucking know it, OP.
OP, I don't know shit. I wasn't there and neither were you. GuitarBeard,
why did you stay behind with her? Are you trying to get into her pants? You know that I'm in love with her. You better not cross me.
Or what? OP, okay, you're being fucking ridiculous, and I need a shower. I walked away and jumped into the shower to try and get the smell of beach off me. Yeah, never works. You always find sand in your ass for a week, but good effort. When I got out, GuitarBeard was playing Xbox, and I just sat on the couch to observe. I liked watching people play video games. Every so often, GuitarBeard would repeat his statements about me
not backing him up.
And I would just shrug him off. This continued until later that night when a drunk and crying Chastity showed up on our doorstep with a half-empty bottle of Fireball clutched in her hand. Oh boy. Tensions will rise. But unfortunately, this is where we will end part 1 of the Betrayal arc. I don't really know what to say. I usually like to end these with some sort of teaser, but yeah, this one was heavy to write. Chastity was a fucking calamity. Her lifestyle was weird, her boyfriend was shitty, and her relationship with GuitarBeard was just an illusion created by GuitarBeard. Oh, I just came up with the teaser. Hold on. Does Chastity ever realize that she's being gaslit by 2 ass clowns? Does she fall into GuitarBeard's greasy clutches? Will anyone ever kick Harry Potter square in the balls for justice? Take that one out of context. Does OP ever slap the living shit out of GuitarBeard? Stay tuned and find out on the next episode of Dragon Ball Z! Thanks for reading. I know it was heavy. Heavy though it was, it definitely gave some insight into these 2 beards. I am curious about Chastity and her quote-unquote calamity of a life. In this story, she seems pretty awesome, honestly, aside from her addictions, which I do know are difficult things to shake. But she does seem to have a good head on her shoulders, and we do get a glimpse of that because OP said that her future was pretty bright. So we do know that she ended up getting out of the beard's greasy clutches. I do hope that both of these beards get assaulted. Go ahead and do it, OP. Knock some sense into them. Try not to go to jail, though. I know you got a lot of psychedelics hanging around the house. If the cops come, it's all over. So yeah, maybe just slip a homeless person a $5 to go and clock them. That's what I'd have done. Oh, poor Chastity, man. Victims of assault should always be believed, whether they be male or female. Unfortunately, that seems to have become quite a hot button topic in recent years, but unless you find something to disprove the fact, especially when there's physical evidence all over her fucking body, what is wrong with you, dude? God damn it. What reason would somebody have to lie about this? Especially if they're not pointing the finger at somebody in particular. You know what I mean? Let's just put our thinking caps on for 1 fucking second. Just try it on and consider the situation. And the truth will be revealed. Jesus. And then been resurrected to die again and again until the heat death of the universe.
Dormammu, I've come to bargain.
GuitarBeard, Episode 5. Oh, how the webs turn and the tables weave. Oh, how the turntables. Welcome back, user Ethan Ralph is fat. I gotta call him out every time because I still love that damn username. Welcome to episode number 5 of the GuitarBeard saga. Previous episodes are in the link if you'd like to check those out. This also serves double duty as part 2 of the Betrayal arc. When we last left off, GuitarBeard and I had returned from a regrettable beach outing for Chastity's birthday. Chastity is Harry Potter's girlfriend. I'm sure we'll get into it. Emotions ran high, and gaslighting had indeed begun. Then, in the middle of the night, Chastity arrived at our doorstep, drunk as hell, half a bottle of Fireball clenched in one hand, and crying hysterically. This poor girl, I felt so bad for her in the last episode. Let's see if my sympathy holds up through this one. If you need to catch up on parts 1 through 4, though, I will provide links. Yes, links! To the wonderful ReddX, who's been narrating all of this. Please give him a listen if you get the chance. I do thank you for the shameless plug. God damn! I think that's the reason that the channel has grown so big, so fast. We're coming up on 14K subscribers, which is just madness, honestly. I never expected it to go as fast as it has. Anywho, here comes the cast. OP! Edgy pseudo-goth who eats a lot of psychedelics, growing increasingly pissed with GuitarBeard's antics, and soon to be middleman of a reign of chaos. Ooh, intriguing. GB is GuitarBeard, a twiggy-looking manipulative weasel who gets by through the pity that he can inspire in those around him. We've seen it before. smells of stale grease, baby gravy, and old socks. Fancies himself
A good musician.
slowly becoming the bane of my existence. That's right, gotta bring the hammer down on him. Get him out. HP is Harry Potter. Chastity's on again, off again, sociopathic boyfriend. About as smart and perceptive as a box of rocks, and a quote-unquote friend to GuitarBeard. Chastity, a girl with a tragic backstory which led her to a path of bad choices in friends. One of the few people who has a good ending throughout all of this. Currently has a coke problem, a drinking problem, and is soon to add codeine to that list. The poor prey of Harry Potter and GuitarBeard. Ugh, why are you doing this to yourself, Chastity? God, I'd like to dig into her backstory and see what's going on there, but maybe another time. Annie is OP's sister, absolute nutter who tries hard to care about everyone, but runs on a short fuse. God, this sounds kind of like my wife. Absolutely great sister to have around when the madness has gripped one's world. While some flee from burning buildings, she is the girl who likes to dance in the ashes. But she did save like a baby kitten from the burning building first, right? So she can dance in the ashes. Maybe that's what she's dancing about. Who knows? So as I was saying, there Chastity stood, drunk and crying, at our door. Once it was opened, she, much like GuitarBeard, just invited herself in and hugged GuitarBeard, much to his delight. Chastity, Harry Potter broke up with me. He said I ruined my own birthday. GuitarBeard,
There. It's okay. Why don't you come in and tell me about it?
he said, stroking her back and leading her to our armchair. He was barely able to hide his disgusting smile. He finally had Chastity alone, vulnerable, and in the apartment. I already don't like where this is going, man. Please pump the brakes, OP. Do something! GuitarBeard,
OP, why don't you go to your room so we can have some privacy?
he said, giving me a look of both command and pleading. What do you call that emotion? Where you're trying to put off some big dick energy, but you're also simultaneously begging? I don't know that there's a word for it, but whatever. Not important. Chastity says, no, he can stay. GuitarBeard,
Are you sure? He doesn't mind leaving us alone.
GuitarBeard volunteered for me. He wasn't wrong. This amount of drunken crying was really beyond the pale for me. On the other hand, I knew GuitarBeard, and I personally wanted to watch this nightmare unfold. Call it morbid curiosity. Well, we call it research where I come from, but yeah, I guess morbid curiosity about covers it too. So OP says, no, I'm good right here. What's going on, Chastity? Chastity, Harry Potter broke up with me. He said I was a bitch at my own party and I ruined it for him. Oh, God. What an insufferable douche, dude. It's her party. She'll cry if she wants to, all right? Just making it all about himself as usual. He told me he deserves better. He keeps saying I need help and that until I get it, he doesn't want to see me. GuitarBeard,
Wow, what a douche.
Chastity, he is. And he doesn't even care that I'm hurting. Is it okay if I stay here tonight? GuitarBeard, probably ecstatic at this point.
Absolutely, it's okay. Right, OP?
OP, yeah, sure. Just don't make too much of a racket. Bro, offer to pay for a hotel room for her or something. Get her out of the beard's clutches. This is gonna go so bad. There was a long interchange, consisting mostly of GuitarBeard and Chastity, mostly made up of insulting Harry Potter, who honestly does deserve it, and GuitarBeard throwing in tiny awkward flirtations, such as,
Oh, you're beautiful, and you deserve someone better, and you need a man who will treat you right.
Read, not GuitarBeard. I rolled my eyes at this progression of cringe on GuitarBeard's behalf. I had started smoking a joint and was sort of tuning in and out at the weird, disconnected conversation that they were currently having. Chastity was spilling her guts, and GuitarBeard was trying his best to lay down some game. Neither of them truly connecting, both just waiting for their turn to talk. At some point, Chastity's phone started blowing up. It was Harry Potter, of course. After drunkenly looking at her phone, she stood up and declared, "Chastity, I'm so sick of this fucking phone and all his bullshit." She wound up, ready to throw her phone against the wall, and I bolted up to stop it from hitting the wall. And I took the phone to the chest with a decent amount of force. Why you keep trying to save her phone, OP? She is making these decisions, just let her live with them, I guess. She would regret it the next day, though, when she got to go buy a new phone. OP says, "Can you stop trying to destroy stuff?" I said this, picking up her phone and putting the battery back in before handing it to her. Chastity, "I'm sorry, I'm just so stressed with everything that's going on. I just don't know what to do with myself." OP, "Well, take your anger out on something that deserves it. The phone didn't do anything to you." GuitarBeard,
She can break her phone if she wants. It's her property.
I mean, I kind of agree with GuitarBeard on that singular point. But I know he's only saying that because he doesn't want her running back to Harry Potter. Chastity says, "No, he's right. It's expensive and I should just turn it off." Eventually, things did calm down. We were actually having a decent conversation about just normal, everyday shit for once. Thank God. Then my phone began going off. Turns out I had to do my job. Let's call it sales. Yeah, I was in sales. I think me and OP could have been very good friends. Or not really friends, but I would have been a very good client. So I left to hop into my client's car when they arrived and take a couple of loops around the block. It was fun talking to someone else at that point. The whole day had been drama, and I only did business with people that I vibed with. Like I said, we'd probably have a very strong business relationship. Once our transaction was complete, I headed back home. I walked in and saw two things. The first was Chastity's shattered phone on our carpet. Yeah, goddamn, you just leave him alone for a second. Second, I saw that Chastity and GuitarBeard were snuggled up on the couch. Both were drinking, but Chastity's drinking was being encouraged by GuitarBeard, by which I mean he was literally taking a glass and feeding her liquor. The memory of the house party flashed through my mind like a lightning bolt. Yes, indeed. This is about the one and only play in his playbook. Get the other woman completely smashed to the point that she can't refuse, aka rape. And I did see a comment that pointed out how ironic it was that neither him nor Harry Potter believed that Chastity could have been assaulted at a frat party when he assaulted somebody at a party in just the episode before all of this started to unravel. Oh my god, I can't think about it. It's going to drive me nuts. Please, OP, put a stop to this now. OP says, "Everything okay?" I said this to the room as a whole, but I actually meant it directly towards Chastity. Chastity, "Yeah, everything's fine." GuitarBeard,
Yeah, we're just getting comfortable, OP.
Then they begin whispering and giggling to each other, and despite my concern, I decided to go to bed. Oh god, I'm so torn. Really, you want to fix the situation, but yeah, how can you save somebody from themselves? And would you sacrifice your own physical well-being and mental health to do so? Ah, god, man. This is the deepest sort of cringe. This is soul cringe. Soul-crushing cringe. I knew for a fact that GuitarBeard didn't have anything to spike her with other than alcohol, and while there was a chance for not great things. I wasn't about to fight GuitarBeard about it if she said that everything was okay. Later that night, I was awoken by the sounds of sex. Oh no! GuitarBeard was howling like a wounded harp seal. It was the most awkward fucking sound in the entire world. Part of me considered checking in to make sure Chastity wasn't unconscious, but I just wanted to sleep. I honestly didn't know how to broach the possibility of GuitarBeard doing something sinister in the other room. I knew his history, and I had reason to be concerned. I just didn't know how to go about dealing with a possible issue. Thankfully, it was consensual, as was later confirmed by Chastity. I will admit, though, in that moment, my blood fucking ran cold. Well, thank you for clarifying that nice and early, OP, because that is not something that I think I could handle. I definitely still feel bad for Chastity from bouncing from beard to beard, but as long as it's consensual, okay, whatever, you're a grown adult. Go ahead and make some bad decisions if you want to. What am I supposed to say about that? All right. The following morning came as I awoke at the crack of 1 in the afternoon. Just makes sense to start your day at 1, OP. Makes it a lot easier to keep track of shit. I used to have a joke like that when I did stand-up. It never performed very well, but I liked it. I went to the bathroom and then walked out into the living room to see a rather depressed-looking GuitarBeard. He was sitting on the floor, staring down into a cheap bottle of wine. OP, something wrong, GuitarBeard? GuitarBeard,
It's nothing.
OP, are you sure? Doesn't look like nothing. You look like you've been crying. GuitarBeard,
Well, me and Chastity hooked up last night. It was great, but this morning she talked to Harry Potter, and they decided to get back together. So now, things will be awkward between us, and I just want her to leave him and be with me.
OP, well, that sucks. Are you at least happy that you finally lost your virginity by plying an innocent young woman with alcohol, but that last part went unspoken? GuitarBeard,
It's not about that. I'm the superior male, and she went back to that monster. He doesn't even believe that she was assaulted.
pause. GuitarBeard is the superior male, the self-admitted beta. What does that make Harry Potter? Like the Delta? The Sigma male? Does it go that deep? I have no idea. OP, last time I checked, you didn't believe that she was assaulted either. GuitarBeard,
Oh, I was just telling Harry Potter that to get him to fuck up with Chastity. I was feeding into his delusions. I'm like 5 steps ahead of him.
OP doesn't have much to say about that. Okay then, hope you feel better, I said, leaving the apartment to head out for some breakfast. I had a hankering for some Denny's, and I didn't want to watch a grown man cry, even if he was a neckbeard. I then pondered the conundrum that lay before me. I tried to unravel the 4-dimensional zero-gravity chess game that GuitarBeard was playing. So, in GuitarBeard's mind, he was manipulating Harry Potter to get to Chastity. But Chastity went back to Harry Potter anyways. Even though he doesn't have the girl, he somehow thinks that he is still 5 steps ahead of Harry Potter. Chastity is just kinda lost in the world right now, and just kinda revenge-fucked GuitarBeard as a fuck you to Harry Potter for saying that she cheated and for breaking up with her. And yeah, because Harry Potter is also a fucking douche. I tried to unravel this ball of yarn for quite a while. I came to the conclusion that it was an absolute mess. A powder keg. And sooner than later, it was going to go off. Now, here's something that you need to know about me. I like to poke at things. Very Ram-Tide vibes. This is why I often describe myself as edgy. I am an enabler. I will literally let people self-destruct. Maybe even encourage it in a way. I will do my best to try and help them avert their imminent self-destruction, but should my best efforts fail, I am also beyond happy to sit back and watch a train wreck. So I fuckled my seatbelt? Is that a typo? God damn, I'm gonna slip that into my vocabulary whether it is or not. It got ready for the collision. As I entered the building, I could hear GuitarBeard singing way too loud. As I opened the door and prepared to tell him to keep it the fuck down, he drunkenly greeted me. And OP writes OP, but I'm pretty sure he means GuitarBeard.
I'm writing a song for Chastity. Do you want to hear it?
I didn't, but apparently the train wreck was starting without me, and I was already all fuckled up. Now we know it's not a typo. I love it. So I obliged him, and I listened to the painful lyrics that were more or less an open admittance of love. I told him that it needed some work, and I regretted that immediately. He began working on this song for far too many hours a day. If cringe could kill, I would have died instantaneously, and then been resurrected to die again and again until the heat death of the universe. Bro, if cringe could kill, then that might explain everything about this channel. I have literally died and gone to heaven. All of my dreams have come true. And I love it. Please resurrect me to die again. Thank you so much. Even then, when nothing was left in the universe, the cringe of GuitarBeard's song would still echo throughout the multiverse of realities that had somehow outlived our own. That is how bad it was. Heavy. Could you possibly share some lyrics or recreate it? I'll totally sing it in a Neckbeard voice. Then the day came. About a week later, it was time for him to perform his epic ballad for Chastity herself. Oh, God. He asked me to drive him to her place. I had finally bought a car around this time, and I was filled with the giddiness of a child on Christmas. I was also filled with an impending second-hand cringe, but either way, I had to see the train wreck all the way through. We arrived, and he positioned himself outside her first-floor apartment window. It was like something out of a fucking 80s movie. That one 80s movie. You know what I'm talking about. Then his siren cacophony filled the air. After playing it twice, Harry Potter and Chastity both came outside. A look of rage on the face of Harry Potter, and a look of absolute disbelief on Chastity's face. Harry Potter:
What the fuck are you doing here?
GuitarBeard:
I'm declaring my love for Chastity.
Harry Potter:
You're fucking what?
GuitarBeard:
Chastity, I'm in love with you. Please be with me.
Harry Potter:
That's my fucking girlfriend. Why are you doing this? We've been friends since grade school.
GuitarBeard:
Well, you treat her like shit, and she deserves better.
Harry Potter:
She doesn't want to be with you. We've been through this before.
GuitarBeard:
Then why did she have sex with me?
Uh-oh. There was a palpable silence in the air. Apparently, there were skeletons in closets. And GuitarBeard had decided to dredge all of them up. Harry Potter spun to Chastity.
You had sex with him?
Chastity: Well, we were broken up and he was there for me. Harry Potter:
Fuck you! I don't want to hear any more. And you wonder why I don't believe your story about the fraternity.
Harry Potter then turned his rage onto GuitarBeard. He closed in and got right into GuitarBeard's face.
You had sex with my girlfriend!
GuitarBeard:
She wasn't your girlfriend at the time, and she loved it.
Then it happened. Harry Potter threw a punch and hit GuitarBeard directly in the mouth. Beard fight! It's my favorite. We've only seen it a couple times before. I think once in the Ramtide saga, maybe in Bootbeard if you count that, but it's always a pleasure. GuitarBeard responded in kind by throwing his guitar aside and tackling Harry Potter. This resulted in the world's worst exhibition of MMA-style ground game. These two scrawny losers grappling each other for the whole world to see. After about 2 minutes, they were upright, again out of breath and red in the face from so much exertion. Harry Potter had locked GuitarBeard in a headlock that was basically all wrong, and GuitarBeard uselessly punched at Harry Potter's back. Eventually, they broke apart and just stood staring at each other. Very winded, but still trying to look as intimidating as possible. Chastity was crying on the steps, and I was loving every second of these goobers going at it. Yeah, egg 'em on. That's just round one. Take a breather, boys, and then go back at it. I'm trying to capture this for World Star! Is World Star still a thing? God, I think I just aged myself about 20 years. Harry Potter said,
You're a fucking snake in the grass.
GuitarBeard,
Well, at least I know how to treat a lady.
they huffed at each other, and that's when I stepped in. OP, okay, that's enough. Quit this bullshit before the neighbors notice and both of you go to jail. Harry Potter, go to tend to Chastity, or don't. I really don't care. GuitarBeard, get in the car. We are going. GuitarBeard,
I still need to talk to Chastity, though.
Harry Potter,
You're never gonna talk to her again.
OP, GuitarBeard, I will call the cops myself. Come the fuck on. This has gone so far past embarrassing. And with that, GuitarBeard grabbed his guitar and flipped off Harry Potter as he walked away. I'm sure in his mind this looked really cool, but in reality, it looks lame as fuck when your shoulders are heaving because you're out of breath and on the edge of tears. On the way home, of course, the wheels started chugging their way along in GuitarBeard's head once again. Slowly though they turned, they definitely did continue to turn. GuitarBeard,
Why would she not tell Harry Potter we had sex, but she told him about the assault?
OP, maybe because one is a traumatic event and the other is something that she wanted to, I don't know, keep a secret. GuitarBeard,
No, it has to be something else, like maybe she's afraid of how in love with me she is.
yeah, that's what it is. That's what it's been this whole time.
And that's why she ran back to Harry Potter. Or maybe the assault was a lie because she told him and the sex with me was real, so she lied. That makes sense, right?
No, none of this fucking makes sense. But okay, whatever helps you sleep at night, bro. OP, do you have a concussion? A valid question. GuitarBeard,
What do you mean?
OP, I'm just making sure you're okay, buddy. Oh, God, I love that exchange. I didn't have the wherewithal to process his weird mind after the spectacle that I had just paid witness to, and on some level, I felt kind of bad for the part that I played in spurring it on. I wasn't the guy that I was back in high school, where such a thing would have amused me for days. I had some empathy now, and I knew catalyzing that confrontation was wrong. I did feel some sense of catharsis, though. GuitarBeard was becoming an ever-growing pain right in my ass, and this felt to me, at least, like some semblance of justice. Yeah, he deserves what he gets. I don't feel bad for this guy anymore. Now, I wish I could say that this was the end of the situation. I wish I could say that everyone just went their separate ways and nothing bad ever happened again. Yeah, that would be a lie, though. Now, what happened next, I will relay in rather broad strokes. See, what happened was basically an endless cycle of Harry Potter breaking up with Chastity, who would then rebound onto GuitarBeard, and then Harry Potter would take her back, leaving GuitarBeard in the cold. This would result in GuitarBeard crying and drinking more than usual. This happened several times. Later on, I would find out that Chastity wasn't 100% sure why she kept on doing this. She told me that she thinks it was her trying to reclaim her sexuality after what had happened to her. I'm inclined to believe that that is a reasonable explanation, but drugs and alcohol were heavily in the mix with her decision making, probably also due in no small part to her trauma, and therefore definitive answers as to why this went down this way are really hard to come by. Feel free to theorize for yourself in the comments. What I do know is one night when GuitarBeard was left in the wind, he got very drunk and was crying. That night, my sister Annie was over and she attempted to console GuitarBeard. Oh god, he's gonna glom onto her, just watch. Annie, hey, sounds like you're being toyed around with. You should really just cut her loose. GuitarBeard,
But I'm in love with her. I can't just forget about her.
Annie, well, yeah, of course. Love hurts, but you don't want to keep hurting yourself, right? GuitarBeard,
If I end up with Chastity, it'll all be worth it, though.
Annie, but could you trust her if you ended up with her? Ooh, asking the real questions. Would you not worry about her doing this to you again and again? Shit like this does not just go away. GuitarBeard,
What would you know, you whore?
oh god. That came out of left field. Okay, the road to hell is indeed paved with good intentions.
It's easy for you to get any guy you want. Men have to try harder than women.
My sister was a lot like our mother. She just pursed her lips together, a facial expression passed down through the generations, a facial expression that I know all too well. It signaled the end of reason. She said, "I'm sorry you're so upset. Please refrain from calling me a whore, though. I'm trying to help. I understand that you're drunk and sad, but that's no excuse." GuitarBeard,
I don't need your help, you whore.
Jesus Christ, dude. He is just belligerent. What a horrible human.
You have a husband. You're set for life. You don't know anything about dating, because you're just a whore who sold out for a nice life. Now why don't you go slut it up with your husband and leave me alone?
I saw my sister rise from the armchair, probably ready to bite off GuitarBeard's ear. So I went and got between them. OP, Annie, why don't you go home? I'll call you tomorrow. Now she whispered to me, Annie, are you going to deal with him? OP, in my own way. One behind the ear, old yeller him right now. It's the kindest way, honestly. Annie said, I want details. Her expression flipped like a switch. Is Annie Adelaide? Is this Ramtide's alt account? Annie said, I'll leave you to your thoughts, GuitarBeard. Have a great night. She then left. I turned on GuitarBeard and tried to restrain my anger. OP, don't you ever call my sister a whore again. I'm not gonna warn you again. GuitarBeard,
What are you gonna do about it?
OP, I will beat the shit out of you until you beg me to stop, and then I'll beat you some more. I've seen you fight. You don't want me to get physical with you. GuitarBeard,
I'll call the cops if you lay a hand on me.
in my head, I knew I really couldn't afford to beat him down because of that exact reason. Such is the life of a salesman. So I came up with a new plan. I offered to buy him some liquor. I went to the liquor store and got him the strongest whiskey that they had. I brought it home and encouraged him to drink. while I let him continue to bitch about the same stuff over and over throughout the night. I kept urging him to drink the free whiskey, and he eventually apologized for his conduct with my sister. It was too late for apologies. He went after blood, and that is my shit switch. So I kept encouraging him to drink. Eventually, he was vomiting in the toilet. GuitarBeard.
You have to take me to the hospital. I think I have alcohol poisoning. Why did you let me drink so much?
OP, I'm not your fucking dad. Also, you don't have alcohol poisoning. GuitarBeard.
I still need to get my stomach stumped or something.
OP, it's okay. I can help. You're about ready to go pass out. Just go lay on the couch and I'll get you some stuff. Oh boy. I thought you were being too kind to him, but yeah, I'm sure here comes the twist. So GuitarBeard went and laid down on the couch, about ready to pass out in his drunken stupor. In my most convincing, concerned voice, I returned with all the blankets and sweaters and sheets and towels that I could possibly find in the house. OP, lay on your side, buddy. You don't want to throw up in your sleep. Now put on this sweater. And this one too. Okay, now wrap yourself in these sheets. GuitarBeard.
OP, what the hell is this?
OP, you need to sweat out the excess alcohol. See, alcohol is less dense than water. So this will get out all the extra alcohol, and you'll feel as good as new in the morning. He's gonna die of dehydration, bro. For those who don't know, do not do this to a person. It's not a great thing to do. You could legitimately hurt somebody. GuitarBeard didn't know this, though, and he drunkenly obliged to being mummified in every shred of cloth that I could find. After that, he rolled onto his side and fell asleep into his beardy slumber. Now let me ask you, dear reader, what do you get when you mix alcohol with excessive sweating? I think I answered that. Well, you get what you fucking deserve. But you also get dehydration. Such dehydration that you will vomit up any water that you try to drink. God damn, I didn't know it was like that. I knew it was bad, but not that bad. This was the situation that GuitarBeard found himself in the very next morning. GuitarBeard.
OP, I need to go to the hospital. I can't drink anything without vomiting. I think I'm dying. Why did you let me wrap myself in so many blankets?
That's right, dear readers. He thought he did that shit to himself. That is how blackout he was. OP, oh, you don't need to go to a hospital for that. You just need to put some water up your ass. If you boof it, it's free. GuitarBeard.
You're full of shit. This is serious.
OP, I am serious, GuitarBeard. This is what you do if someone can't drink water, but they're dehydrated. Plus, it's like $5 for all the stuff you need. We both know that you cannot afford the hospital. GuitarBeard.
Are you sure?
I just love this. Jesus Christ. OP, I swear on my life, buddy. I love how he calls him buddy. I'll head to the pharmacy real quick and grab the supplies for you. Oh, what a good friend OP is. Now, this is something that actually works. You can absorb water rectally in cases of dehydration that prevent drinking water. This is actually a thing. And all it takes is a rubber hose, some Vaseline, some water, and a device that you can get to squeeze all that water up your ass. This has become a recurring theme on the channel, and I'm not quite sure what that is. After I came home, GuitarBeard staggered to the bathroom, and about 30 minutes later, I heard him screaming from the bathroom. GuitarBeard,
The water doesn't stay in.
OP, you have to hold it in. Try leaving the hose up there. GuitarBeard,
But it kinda hurts.
OP, well, next time don't try to sweat out the alcohol, buddy. And that, my little limes, is how GuitarBeard received and conducted his first rectal rehydrations. We are through most of the betrayal arc and are now quite obviously moving into the revenge arc. The constant backstabbing between Harry Potter and GuitarBeard hasn't come to a head yet, but it is getting there. At around this point in time is when I began actively fucking with GuitarBeard. He owed me money, he was a nuisance, and most of all, he called my sister a whore. It was at this point in my time with GuitarBeard that I started fucking with him on a regular basis, finding new ways for him to either embarrass himself or hurt himself, or sometimes the double whammy, doing both. I never put the man's life in danger as far as I know, but water up the ass is not the worst fate that he incurred. Oh God! We got a couple of revenge stories coming up. One from the GuitarBeard saga, one from GuitarBeard, both of the initials GB, which I find pretty weird. So we'll be feasting on some beard revenge quite soon. And yes, indeed, soon OP would acquire a new ally in the quest for revenge. An unexpected ally at that. Oh, is it his sister? Is it Chastity? Find out next time on Dragon Ball Z. Still so many questions, though. Who will win Chastity's heart? Will GuitarBeard develop a fondness for boofing water? Does Harry Potter ever get his just desserts? Will there ever be an installment of this story that is lighthearted and fun? Stick around and find out. Oh, and here's some bonus content. Hey! Some people have commented on these posts asking reasonable questions, so I thought I'd do a brief FAQ for everyone. Any narrators out there who read this, you can use this part or leave it out, up to you. Well, I like them beefy videos, so we're gonna leave it in. Question 1. How do you remember all this? How do you remember the conversations? Answer. I want you to think back to something cringy that you did or said. Maybe it was secondhand cringe. Can you remember it? How vividly do you remember it? I bet you remember it pretty well, or have blocked it out completely. I did not block it out, and that is how I remember all of this. The whole saga was basically an entire lifetime of cringe packed into just a couple of years. While conversations may not be verbatim, they are accurate to the attitudes and personalities of the people in this story and follow what was actually said. This experience in my life was very formative to my current state of being. A person doesn't get fooled twice, unless you're dealing with GuitarBeard. I got fooled enough during all of this for an entire lifetime. Maybe there will come a day where these experiences aren't so formative to me, but as of today, they are still a huge part of how I developed into who I am. Question 2. How can you remember anything if you're always high? Answer. Great question. I should clarify this. I never took any amount of any drug that was greater than my ability to function and maintain functionality. Well, okay, that's not true, but usually if I was going to be around people, the amount of substances I took was kept at a reasonable level for the situation. I did not like losing control. Yeah, I'm not a big fan of losing control either, but I do think that some things that happened when I was high are extra seared into my brain because I was on drugs at the time. Question 3, how did you deal with this for so long? Answer, GuitarBeard was a friend, and like many people who post about their neckbeard experiences, I have a hard time turning my back on a friend, even the extremely shitty ones. And you'll be happy to hear that it is a problem that I no longer have. Question 4, pineapple on pizza? Answer, this question is about as important as pirates versus ninjas. Pirates versus ninjas was at least fun to theorize about. I'm more of a fan of pirates, Vikings, and knights. You know that game on Steam? It's free. Check it out. God damn, dude. I absolutely loved the Neckbeard fight. I didn't think the story could get any better after that, and then it definitely did with boofing the water. Like, oh my god. And for you to say that this is just the beginning, that is so beautiful. My mouth is watering. I am absolutely salivating at the thought of another entry of GuitarBeard. OP did say in the Discord that GuitarBeard never does truly learn his lesson, but I think that speaks more to his idiocy, his own stubbornness, than OP's lack of trying, because when you get somebody to stick a rubber hose up their own ass, I think, you could say that you tried your best. I've done all I can do here. Well, the rest is up to you. God. It still makes me laugh. What a great entry. Super beefy episode. Again, apologies to my editor, but god damn. This is one that I was more than happy to sink my teeth into today. I was paying for everything for a full third of the year. Unacceptable. Unforgivable.
Unforgivable.
GuitarBeard Part 6. Deadly Alliance. Oh my god. Who's joining the alliance? OP, I hope you're not joining in an alliance with these beards. I'm gonna tell you right now, it's a bad idea. You're gonna get stabbed right in the back. Alright, I guess we'll see. Welcome to GuitarBeard Episode 6. We are now deep into the revenge arc. Where we last left off, GuitarBeard had finally flipped my shit switch by calling my sister a whore, which led to actions that I do believe some people found over the top. Yeah, over the top hilarious. Check out the links in the description if you missed the antics of the last episode, because basically OP made GuitarBeard boof some water. Or not made him, encouraged him. It was good shit, I'll say that. So I'll preface this whole part by saying, if you have a problem with retribution against someone who is very likely a predator, then maybe this is not the story for you, or even the channel for you. I would go that far. This whole part of the story mostly focuses on the prep for the removal of GuitarBeard from my life, and the numerous ways that I managed to fuck with him. Also, when we left off, Chastity was playing a game of boyfriend swap, jumping back and forth between Harry Potter and GuitarBeard. Two just ideal choices. I still do feel bad for Chastity though. So with that cautionary warning out of the way, we will continue the saga of GuitarBeard. If you need to catch up, Reddit's resident neckbeard scientist and international man of mystery, ReddX. God, you're building it up too much. Mr. Worldwide over here has narrated all the previous parts. Links are below, both in the post and, as I said, in the description. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Look at them. Pretty all sitting in a row. And before we get to the story, let's get our cast out of the way. We got OP. That's me, edgy pseudo-goth, who likes his psychedelics and his personal space. I've grown tired of GuitarBeard's antics and have begun a rapid campaign of revenge schemes against GuitarBeard. Well deserved. GuitarBeard, GB, a man who is constantly covered in a thin film of grease, a constantly whining man-child who continues to throw himself at his one and only belady. He smells of baby gravy, old socks, and stale grease. HP is Harry Potter, looks like a fucked up version of Daniel Radcliffe, and is Chastity's sociopathic boyfriend. We've also got Chastity, a girl with a tragic past, who was the poor victim of GuitarBeard and Harry Potter's, affections, for lack of a better word. She's made a series of bad decisions in her life and has some drug problems that will become very apparent in this part, but overall she does come out of this story as one of the best people. Annie, OP's sister, a complete madwoman who took a personal crusade against everyone involved in this story, a true agent of chaos. I do think that she pays homage to Lady Adelaide, the patron saint of beard slaying. If you haven't seen that Ramtide saga, please go check it out if you like beard vengeance. SFB is Scumfuck Bastard. Hey, a new one. And another one of Chastity's poor choices. Professional cokehead and all-around degenerate. Harbinger of the end. Oh God, it just can't be good from the description alone. I told Chastity, pick anybody besides these two neckbeards. And she did. She picked a cokehead. Oh no. I'm gonna be sad in this one, I'm sure. So this is a weird part of the story to structure. A lot of stuff happens during this period, and it's gonna be hard to keep it all in somewhat chronological order. So the best way that I can do this is to just take it one step at a time. Don't worry about chronological order. Let the viewer sort that one out. As long as there's cringe, you know I'm in for it. So, after GuitarBeard's fun experience with severe dehydration, he soon found himself back together with Chastity. Chastity had been coming around more and more, and their relationship was a fucking calamity all on its own. They were either arguing about her constantly leaving and returning, or having loud, awkward sex. I'm not sure which is worse. Unfortunately, OP had to suffer both. More often, they were just fighting, which led me to not want to leave my room very often. See, when they were done fighting, Chastity would usually occupy our living room. I still didn't know Chastity all that well, and personally found the chaos that she brought with her to be just kind of the slightest bit annoying. So for a while, I was just trying to completely avoid her. That was until one day, when GuitarBeard had left her alone in the apartment after a particularly long and loud argument. Uh-oh, she's gonna come at you, OP. I see this one coming a mile away. I hungered, and I wasn't gonna let the sulking woman in the living room stop me from filling my stomach. Finding nothing in the fridge, I decided that I'd go to a local Italian joint. I grabbed a comforting hoodie from my room and prepared to leave. As I was slipping on my boots, she piped up. Chastity, are you going out? OP, yeah. I'm hungry and there's nothing in the fridge. Chastity, oh, when are you coming back? Bitch, you don't even live here. Mind your fucking business. OP, I'm not sure. Might just drive around a bit afterwards. Did you need anything from me? She then began crying. Oh God, it's such a mess. The part of me that was filled with the primal need for food was not swayed by this. The part of me that was aware of her troubles was. OP always being the bigger person, man. Chastity, I just don't want to be alone. GuitarBeard's being a dick, and I don't know what to do if Harry Potter shows up. OP, don't you have somewhere you can go that isn't your apartment or here? Subtle. Yeah, go hang out in the park. Get the hell out of here. Chastity, no, I don't have anywhere. I mulled this over, and a scheme started to hatch. A way to kill two birds with one stone. OP, do you want to come to get dinner with me? I'm going to that Italian joint. Chastity, are you asking me out? OP, fuck no. You're a mess. I ain't hooking myself up to that train wreck. I just love how OP is sympathetic and completely brushes her off at the same time. She's just a pawn in your machinations at this point. I think I see where it's going, but I guess we'll see. I'm just going to eat, and if you want to come with me, yeah, you're invited. She looked at me like I was a fucking different species. I don't know about other people, but I don't mind some dinner company. She acted like this was just a completely alien concept, but in my family, this is pretty normal. Are you one of those people that's scared to eat alone, OP? You know what kind of brass balls it takes to go to a restaurant and enjoy yourself by yourself? I admire anybody that could do that. However, I am not one of those people. Just to be clear. Chastity. So you just want me to come eat with you? Nothing else? OP. I really can't make this any clearer. Are you in or are you out? She accepted the invitation with all the caution of someone who had long ago stopped trusting people. It was actually rather sad, as most things with Chastity are. Along the way, I sparked up a joint and offered it to her, which she happily took, and after we were good and high, we started talking about stuff that was actually enjoyable. Philosophy, religion, metaphysics, all the kind of shit that I was really into. And surprisingly, she was pretty into a lot of the same stuff. I'm telling you, OP, I was shipping you guys just a couple of episodes ago until I realized, what an actual mess she is. I don't buy into that. I can fix some philosophy, but that's not to say that it's impossible. That's not to say that OP might not take a chance, although I really don't think that that's the way that it goes. It was actually the most that I have ever seen her engage in intellectual banter. In the long time I had been around her, this was the first time that I had ever seen her as a lively and energetic person. She didn't seem like the weight of the world was on her shoulders. She actually, dare I say it, looked like she was having fun. I have to admit, even after all this time has passed, I still remember what a miracle it was to watch that happen before my very eyes. A person who had seemed to just go from screaming match to screaming match was now having a normal conversation, actually opening up. I'm telling you, man, she's deeper than that. She's worth more than she knows. It's just that she needs to realize it. Dinner was a different animal, though. Uh-oh. After some wine, she was beginning to get down again and started lamenting her stake in life. Chastity. I just don't know what to do. Harry Potter and GuitarBeard are constantly bickering over me, and I barely feel like a person around them. I just feel like a piece of property. OP, why do you deal with that? Why don't you just tell them both to fuck off? Like I said, in Unfortunate Nookie, I think just yesterday, it takes a really strong person to just shove off from everybody, be like, I don't need you. She wants to feel like she's attached to somebody because she's in a fragile state. At least that's my armchair bubblegum psychology. Chastity. I don't want to hurt them. I've known them since I was a kid. Trigger warning right here, everyone. Grooming, fucking grooming. Last chance to get off the ride. Oh, God. I have no choice. It was after this that Chastity had revealed to me her age. I was younger than GuitarBeard and Harry Potter, who were at least 6 to 7 years older than I was. Chastity was just old enough to drink, so GuitarBeard and Harry Potter are around 28, which meant that they were 18 or 19 when Chastity was just 11. Jesus. She wasn't joking. I've known them since I was a kid. Yes, a fucking literal child. Oh, God. How did she get in with these fucking creeps at that age? Oh, no. I have a 10-year-old at home. I'm fucking flipping my shit right now. Oh, so bad. This is terrible. Based on what I had just learned, these older men were around her when she was literally just a kid. Then, Harry Potter made a move on her a little before she turned 18. And for reasons I don't want to dive into, I have a very heavy suspicion that she was being groomed by Harry Potter and or GuitarBeard. I definitely think that those suspicions are 100% correct. There's no reason for an 18 or 19-year-old to hang out with an 11-year-old. We gotta talk about fucking Yu-Gi-Oh! Jesus Christ. Chastity. So, because they hung out with me back then, I didn't feel so alone. Wouldn't I be just a monster if I broke their hearts? OP. Well, what about your well-being? Don't you deserve to be happy? It's not your job to suffer for them. Chastity. What can I do, though? Harry Potter lives with me, and GuitarBeard's just always hounding me. OP. Tell him to fucking pound sand. And try being alone. You told me Harry Potter doesn't pay rent. He's not on the lease. Just kick his ass out. It seems so clear. People in an abusive situation often don't think as clearly as a third party might. Chastity says, then I would be alone by myself. OP, yeah, and you wouldn't have to be constantly arguing. It seems scary, but you're gonna like it, I promise. The conversation continued on like this for a while. I was urging her to embrace a life of solitude until she got herself sorted out. She seemed to be really afraid of being alone, so I told her to make some friends. And after that, we delved into a long discussion about some spiritual bullshit. I was asserting something absurd that I saw on an acid trip, and she was telling me that I was just adding reason to reasonless hallucinations. It was quite fun. You wanna know what I saw on an acid trip? The door to my humanity, and I was too fucking scared to go through it because I thought I would die if I did. Was it real? I don't know. But I tried to explain it to a bunch of people at a party and ended up freaking everybody out. But anyways, now, here is where the scheme I was coming up with came into play. I ordered extra food for us to take to the apartment. I wanted GuitarBeard to see that I was out with Chastity. I wanted him to be completely fucked in the head about it. It doesn't take much for GuitarBeard to be effed in the head. So, when we got back, we were both carrying in bags from the restaurants, and out on the porch was GuitarBeard. He looked like a fucking gasping fish, seeing Chastity and I carrying on like friends and bringing doggy bags from the same restaurant. GuitarBeard,
Where the hell have you two been?
OP, we went out to that Italian joint to get some food. GuitarBeard,
You took my girlfriend out? Like on a date?
Chastity, no, he just wanted some dinner company. It's nothing like that, babe. GuitarBeard,
Oh, you expect me to believe that? A guy and a girl can't just go to dinner.
yeah, I legitimately do believe that he believes that. That doesn't make it true. OP, I actually do it all the time. I like spending time with people, and she needed to talk to someone. GuitarBeard,
Is she supposed to talk to me if she needs someone to talk to?
Chastity, I can talk to whoever I want. Tensions were rising. Steam was building. My seat was in the upright position, and my safety belt was fuckled. GuitarBeard,
Is that what you think? That I want you talking to other men?
Chastity, you don't get to tell me who I can talk to. GuitarBeard,
If you're not gonna step in line, then maybe I should just leave you.
Chastity, go ahead and do it. You'll just be crying for me to come back in a couple of days. She called his bluff right out. She got his number for sure. God damn, I'm loving it. And so is OP. Internally, I cackled with glee. She was finally growing a spine. Maybe some of what I had said to her was actually taking hold. OP, look, GuitarBeard, I am not trying to move in on your girl. I just wanted some dinner company, and she was hungry. We both know I can't possibly compete with you when it comes to women. How did you say that without like extreme sarcasm in your voice? How did he buy that? I guess just because he wants to buy that. He wants to truly believe it. And this shameless ego fondling did seem to soothe the savage beard. And the rest of the night carried on pretty peacefully, with Chastity and GuitarBeard making up and me being content with some peace and quiet in my room. GuitarBeard shamelessly did eat our leftovers though. I imagine he was a hungry boy after all. Now this is where we must take a detour to discuss something about GuitarBeard that I have hinted at but not outright stated. GuitarBeard only had a job for about 4 months out of the year. He was actually a pretty talented chef and worked at a place that was only open for short bursts of time. It paid exceedingly well, but once that was over, he just tried to coast by on his savings, which only really lasted him about 3 to 4 months. Meaning that I was paying for everything for a full third of the year. Unacceptable. Unforgivable. This includes food, cigarettes, his booze, everything. Why would you do that, OP? Why would you do that to yourself? Holy shit. Sometimes his parents helped, but mostly it was just me. Why did I do this? Yes, that's what I said. Well, for a long time, I thought he was my friend, and I always had trouble shaking off friends, even the bad ones. Well, I'm gonna take what you said to Chastity and flip, reverse, turn it around on you and say, you don't need to suffer for them. How about that? Logic bomb in your face. Like I said, it's a lot harder to see it unless you're a third party. So yeah, part of me gets it, but a much larger part of me would never ever fucking let this happen ever. After my sister heard about the tactical dehydration, she used the knowledge of GuitarBeard's finances to her advantage. See, Annie would bring over food occasionally, said the food was not for me, but it was meant to be left in the fridge. A tempting treat for our GuitarBeard. Now, you might think, oh, I know where this is going. She put laxatives in the food. No, dear reader. Not laxatives. Imodium AD was her drug of choice. It is the exact opposite of laxatives. It causes constipation. Now, GuitarBeard was just a complete glutton when it came to these gifts of food, so he was eating an ungodly amount of Imodium AD. Oh, God. When that shit rocket finally goes off, it's gonna level the whole apartment. Eddie's little concoction did, unfortunately, work far too well. GuitarBeard ended up developing a bowel obstruction, which he had to have manually removed. Not surgically, just, by hand. Whose hand? His hand? Oh, Jesus. This is so horrible. Oh, everything's going up GuitarBeard's butt. It's the worst sort of vengeance. It was around this time that Chastity had finally succeeded in kicking Harry Potter out of her apartment and started living there. She was alone, but she was making friends, and she broke things off with GuitarBeard as well. Hell yeah, Chastity. These were good times. I actually sparked a pretty good friendship with Chastity at that time. We'll get into that a little bit later, though. Let's get back to GuitarBeard's torture at the hands of Annie and I. Since GuitarBeard was always bumming my cigarettes and gum, I had begun carrying around 2 types of gum. Nicotine gum and normal dentine. So often I would offer a piece or 2 of the nicotine gum to GuitarBeard after smoking a cigarette with him. Now, here's a fun fact. Nicotine is basically poison. Shocking, I know. Now, if you smoke a couple of cigarettes and then start chewing nicotine gum, it can cause some pretty severe nausea. This would often result in GuitarBeard vomiting, or at least needing to lie down for a while. Somehow he never figured out that it always happened after bumming a piece of gum off of me. I don't recommend doing this to a person. If you're not careful, you can legitimately kill someone, so yeah, just don't. Also, you're supposed to not chew the nicotine gum, right? You're just supposed to like put it in your jawline and let the nicotine absorb through your gums. I think if you chew it, it can like shred up your cheeks and shit like that. That's how they administer the nicotine into your blood, I think. Don't quote me on any of this. I ain't no nicotine gum scientist. Around this time, I had also given Annie a key to the apartment. She would come over from time to time when I had taken GuitarBeard somewhere to rub her cat onto his pillows. That's a very cool cat, man. None of the cats I ever knew would put up with that shit. That poor fucking cat. See, GuitarBeard was extremely allergic to cats, and rubbing a cat on his pillows and bed often resulted in his eyes being quite swollen every morning. It would eventually subside on its own, but he went completely insane thinking that there was a cat living in my room. I did not have a cat, but I would occasionally have my computer play cat videos just to freak him out. He would run if he heard meowing to just see me watching cute cat videos on my computer. This is extreme psychological warfare, and I love it. There were many other japes and jabs along the way, but these are the more notable ones. There were still 2 more bullets left to fire, though, so let us return to Chastity's current situation. She was now living alone and pretty much outright ignoring GuitarBeard. I, on the other hand, was hanging out with her quite frequently. She was a cool person when she was in the right headspace, probably one of the smartest people that I've ever met in my life. There was a time when she did make a pass at me, but I was not interested for 2 reasons. One, I didn't know this at the time, but I'm actually asexual, and therefore had already had my share of problems dating due to my disinterest in sex. And 2, Chastity and I were very similar, but similar in a bad way. We were both enablers, and that would have spelled absolute disaster for both of us. There were no hard feelings, and we did stay friends. This did lead the way to one of the last bullets fired at GuitarBeard. Chastity and I formed a deadly alliance. Insert Mortal Kombat music. Dun 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 dun. I don't think we could do it because it's copyright. But I gotta say, I'm so fucking relieved that you didn't form an alliance with one of the Beards. Chastity is the right pick. Good job, OP. This alliance would drive GuitarBeard to near insanity. We decided to pretend that we were dating and make it very well known to GuitarBeard. One day, upon returning home, GuitarBeard was there, several bottles of wine deep, huffing at me like an angry gorilla. GuitarBeard,
You're dating Chastity.
OP, yes. Yep. GuitarBeard,
How could you do this to me? We're supposed to be friends. Why would you snake the girl that I'm in love with?
OP, I'm pretty sure she's not even talking to you. Also, that's exactly what you did to Harry Potter, if you'll recall. GuitarBeard,
That was different.
no, it wasn't, though.
This is just backstabbing. This is evil. I knew you wanted to get in her pants.
OP, dude, it's over between you guys. She is free to date whoever she wants, and I don't owe you shit. Stop obsessing over Chastity and pay your fucking rent. Well, that's a non sequitur, but I do think that it had to be said. GuitarBeard,
I'm not gonna pay shit. We could get evicted for all I care.
with this, he was in my face, my mind begging for him to take a swing at me. GuitarBeard,
I told you not to cross me.
OP, what are you gonna do? Hit me? I walked past GuitarBeard, shoulder checking him along the way, and made a call to a good friend who was also in sales. I had him come and grab all of my inventory that was not for personal use, anticipating a possible problem. I never did get raided, but I had learned something from being around manipulative assholes this whole time, and I learned to plan for the worst. Once that was taken care of, I headed back over to Chastity's. We just hung out watching some shit movie, but later that night, the sound of an all too familiar cacophony came billowing from outside. GuitarBeard was outside, strumming that old guitar of his, playing a revised version of his love ballad to Chastity. Oh, you thought it was bad the first time. This time it's coming off the cuff. You know it's worse. Chastity, is that fucking GuitarBeard? OP, most definitely. Who else do you know that's gonna show up at midnight to play guitar? Chastity, I am gonna go beat his ass. OP, nah, don't bother. I then got up and pulled up the blinds and flipped off GuitarBeard. Then I closed the blinds again, and at this, he had grown silent. Now, I will admit that this next part was a bit of an unplanned surprise that made getting rid of him all that much easier. A rock came hurtling through the window, Jesus, which caused Chastity to shriek and caused me to just completely lose my shit. Before I could even try to comprehend a plan of action, GuitarBeard was crawling over shards of glass, trying to get into the apartment. What a maniac! GuitarBeard,
You think you're some kind of big man?
God! What a scene. GuitarBeard slurred this out as he tried to crawl through the window, cutting himself along the way. Then, as though karma itself had intervened, he slipped and smashed his head against the floor. This knocked him out. Cops were called, restraining orders were filed, and due to his previous arrests for drunk driving, he was put on very strict probation. The kind that if you even jaywalked, you would end up in jail. I still had one last bullet left for him, though. Chastity got a restraining order, but I hadn't. So let's put that to the side, though, for now. The next major events is the appearance of Scumfuck Bastard. See, Chastity's drug problem was getting worse, and she had started buying codeine from this dealer who was a slimy sociopath just like Harry Potter. I guess her fear of being alone got the best of her, and Scumfuck Bastard was soon to be her new boyfriend. Ugh, he didn't like me hanging around his girl. So Chastity began to spiral out of control again, and we couldn't hang out anymore. Fight him! Finally came a night after we had stopped talking for a while. I called Chastity up to see if she just wanted to hang out with me and some other friends. Chastity, I'm sorry, Scumfuck Bastard doesn't want me going out. I'd totally go if I could. OP, you can. He doesn't control you. Chastity, well, he's my boyfriend and I have to respect his wishes. Here's an idea, how about he respects your freaking autonomy? Anybody? No? Okay. OP, I really hate to say this, but you know, you're doing exactly what you were doing with Harry Potter and GuitarBeard, right? Chastity, what the fuck do you mean? I'm happy with Scumfuck Bastard. It's nothing like what was going on with Harry Potter or GuitarBeard. He's just looking out for me. OP, you know what? That's fucking fine. Don't come bawling to me when it all turns out the same. Chastity, you're just a pessimistic prick. I don't want to talk to you anymore if you're gonna be like this. OP, fine by me. Have a nice life. After that, we didn't speak for a long time. It was hard losing a friend, but I knew that I couldn't help her. Ugh. She had made such progress and now slipping backwards. You hate to see it. I wanted to help, but I'm the last person who should be telling someone to stop doing drugs. I know what I'm about. I also knew that Scumfuck Bastard was basically fueling a powerful opioid addiction, and that didn't make the situation any brighter, so I just cut my losses. I don't know why you keep trying to save GuitarBeard, OP, and then you leave Chastity hanging out to dry. That's the type of stuff that really burns me up! But at least OP has realized that GuitarBeard is no longer worthy of friendship, so now he's just somebody to torture. But I do wish that Chastity wasn't in the situation that she is. GuitarBeard was still living with me and was reveling in the fact that he thought I was being cucked by Scumfuck Bastard. GuitarBeard,
It serves you right for going after another man's woman. You reap what you sow.
OP, I guess we do. Now we're both beta males. Oh no, is this gonna be an unholy beta alliance? I sure hope not. I said that with as much sarcasm as I could muster, and seeing him deflate was worth uttering such a stupid sentence. And that's where we're gonna leave things off for now. There's one final part to come, which will serve as the story of GuitarBeard's removal and an epilogue / where are they now? I guess this is the last time I get to do the teaser. Aw, snap. What will OP and GuitarBeard's final confrontation be? What is Chastity's redemption arc? Whatever happened to Harry Potter? Stay tuned and find out on the next episode of Dragon Beard Z! Thanks for reading. It's been really healing to relive this part of my life, and I thank everyone who has been with me on this ride. And what a ride it has been indeed, OP. Good God. I started out, not liking GuitarBeard, then I went to absolutely hating him, and now we're just torturing him, which is the most fun of all, especially when you realize exactly how justified it is. I still feel really bad for Chastity. I'm glad to know that she does eventually get out of the situation, and I am foaming at the mouth for part 7 to find out just exactly where they all are now. GuitarBeard in jail, Harry Potter dead in a ditch, Chastity making the big bucks, OP living his best life. Yeah, that's what I'm hoping for. That is truly what I'm hoping for, but I guess we'll just have to wait and find out a little bit later. But I just thought it would be really fitting to see GuitarBeard off with a Roy Rogers song. But first, a song that I wrote. I only actually changed a couple of words, but I just thought it would be really fitting to see GuitarBeard off with a Roy Rogers song. So this is not saying happy trails to GuitarBeard. I mean, I'm glad he's on the trail, going away, wherever the hell away is, but I just wanted to wish happy trails to OP. So let's do a song, because that seems to be the fitting thing to do for finale sagas these days. I don't know if I could do it for everyone, but this one was easy enough. Boom, 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 boom. Happy trails to you until we meet again. Happy trails to you. Keep cringing until then. Who cares about the beards when we're together? Just read a tale and laugh at a beardy heifer. Happy trails to you till we meet again. And we might. Some tales are happy ones, others are blue. It's the way you read the tale that counts. Here's a happy one for you. Happy trails to you until we meet again. Happy trails to you. Keep cringing until then. Who cares about the beards when we're together? Just read a tale and laugh at a beardy heifer. Happy trails to you till we meet again. That's it. One shot. We got it. Great job, everybody. Oh, I just thought that would be the only really proper way to see GuitarBeard off. And then I'm gonna delete the post so it can be a secret. Ha ha ha. Nobody's gonna know until they watch the video. Big brain play. With all that said, let's jump into that story. GuitarBeard Episode 7. Until we meet again. It's pretty obvious where I got the inspiration for that. Oh, user Ethan Ralph is fat. You have just been a treasure. I do hope you will return to us with more beard stories. But I've not even read this story, so I don't want to bid you goodbye just yet. Let's soak in this last one and see how it goes. Welcome to episode 7 of GuitarBeard. We are winding down my time with GuitarBeard, and we'll be visiting every person that we have met along the way. We'll call this the Karma Arc, named for the outcomes of this story. Whenever I think bad things only happen to good people, I look back at this entire situation and think, Nah, karma works, because almost everyone got exactly what they deserved. Our cast list will be rather small, but we will visit every member of the cast throughout the end of the saga. Well, at least the ones that I know the general outcomes of. I'm definitely a big proponent of karma as well. It certainly works, and that lets me know that OP's probably gonna have a good ending, because he's a good guy, you know? He wrote all these stories for us to sit back and enjoy. That means good guy. And also throughout the stories, he's just been like a total bro to somebody who doesn't deserve it at all. Anyways, this is our cast. OP! That's me, edgy pseudo-goth who eats a lot of psychedelics. Banisher of Beards. What a well-deserved title. Maker of matches, and soon to be a loner. Well, that's okay sometimes. GuitarBeard, our grease-covered antagonist. Fucking budget brand Mr. Steal Your Girl. Loser of fights. Black hole for budget brand alcohol. And one of the worst people that I have ever had the displeasure of knowing. Chastity, girl with a tragic backstory, who finally comes out on the other end of this tumultuous time with a little help from a friend. Soon to no longer have any more drug problems, though initially not by choice. Yeah, sometimes you just gotta lead them to water and stuff like that. It's for the best. If you're not enjoying in moderation, then you're not enjoying, right? Philly! He's named for his love of Philly blunts, and he's the closest thing that we get to a hero in this story. Total bro. I would go to hell and back for this man. Dang, this is like our Deus Ex Machina for the entire GuitarBeard saga. He comes in, just fixes everything. Okay, story's over, bye. I guess we'll see. SFB is Scumfuck Bastard, who is Chastity's new boyfriend, professional cokehead, and all-around degenerate. Side characters. There are a few, but they don't get names. They just happen to be involved in circumstances that arise. So, when we last left off, GuitarBeard had been given a restraining order against Chastity thanks to his petty vandalism and unlawful entry into Chastity's apartment through a window that he broke. He was also put on probation that resulted in him basically not being able to breathe in the wrong direction. Chastity had let a degenerate cokehead move in with her, that is Scumfuck Bastard, and we had stopped talking, as I personally took exception to her letting yet another creepy man control her life, and she did not like me taking exception. Well, who's right at the end of the day? If you need to catch up, patron saint of Neckbeard cringe ReddX has narrated every part up until this point. Links below if you want to listen to those. While my sainthood isn't as powerful as Adelaide's Our Lady of Beard Slanging, I think without the Neckbeard cringe there would be nothing to slay. Without evil there can be no good, so... So check out those links in the description. That's what I want to say. I won't tease around it. We will just get to GuitarBeard's expulsion from the apartment. So, as I have mentioned, GuitarBeard has no money for about a third of the year. Our lease was coming up for renewal, and due to a large number of poor decisions on his behalf, he was not on great terms with the apartment manager. Turns out, apartment managers don't like it when you get arrested 3 times in just 2 years. Go figure. You're bringing trouble around, you gotta go. Now, I had been making it clear to the apartment manager that I was the one paying for everything several times, but there was really no way for me to have him removed from our lease unless he signed off on it. So with him having no money, I basically had 2 options. I could just not pay the rent, and we would get evicted, and then I'd have to redo the whole application process again, and this would result in my rent going up by about $100, as the people who lived there before the rates started going up didn't get their rent jacked up, or I could somehow try and convince GuitarBeard to sign off on his own leaving. There was no way in hell that I was paying more for the same apartment, and so my path was clear. I mean, what are you gonna do? You gotta, like, twist his arm or something. If sticking a tube up his butt and blasting water in his ass didn't work, and making him put his own fingers in his butt didn't work, then I don't know what you have left to do to this to this dude, OP. OP. GuitarBeard, do you have any of the money you owe me from this year or last year? GuitarBeard.
No, I'm still looking for a job. But don't worry, I'm totally gonna pay you back.
OP. Yeah, I actually don't care about that. Sign off the lease and we'll call it square. You don't owe me a dime, you just have to get the hell out of here. GuitarBeard.
What? This was my apartment first. I let you move in. Why would I ever sign off my own lease for you?
OP. Because if it wasn't for me, you would be on the fucking street. GuitarBeard.
No, I would have found a way to stay. I would have taken a shit job to make ends meet.
OP, then why the fuck aren't you doing that right now? Because you're here, OP. He doesn't have to because you babied him. GuitarBeard.
I'm just depressed.
That's a big change. This is totally different from the normal GuitarBeard we know.
The girl I love is in love with some other guy, and I can't even be around her. I have no money. I basically just sit here and do nothing.
It seems like some self-realization peeking through, but it's not. He's just going for the pity angle.
Do you know how miserable that is?
OP, then get a fucking job. You'll feel better. GuitarBeard.
No, I need to work on my depression. Mental health is important, OP.
Yeah, that's not really the best way to fix your mental health. Fucking wallowing in your own self-pity. Jesus Christ. Mental health is definitely important. I won't argue that fact. But the way you're going about repairing your mental health is so ass backwards, as OP says. Now, dear reader, I am not against the importance of mental health. I do not for a second, though, consider it to be a fucking meal ticket, especially when it comes to bad friends and just being a general mooch. To me, this seemed like a desperate plea for sympathy. It is, I called it, and I was done with GuitarBeard. OP, oh, I know mental health is important. That's why I want you fucking gone. GuitarBeard.
But we're friends, OP. How could you do this to a friend?
No, you bitch. OP, yes, finally the spine of OP. You love to see it. A friend would have fucking paid me back by now. A friend wouldn't just eat my fucking food out of the fridge. A friend wouldn't constantly invade my room in drunken stupors to whine about the same dumb bullshit. A friend wouldn't lie to my fucking face. I don't consider you a friend anymore. I consider you a leech. GuitarBeard.
You're one to talk. You wouldn't beg Chastity behind my back.
Well, in case you're not caught up on the previous sagas, Chastity and I pretended to be in a relationship just to screw with GuitarBeard. OP? Yeah, exactly like what you did to your friend who was dating her. Just another example of you being a shit friend. I don't want to argue, I just want you out. GuitarBeard.
I'm never gonna sign off the lease. I know you won't let yourself get evicted because you have nowhere else to go.
When he said this to me, I wanted to kill him. GuitarBeard knew that I truly had nowhere to go for reasons that aren't really relevant to this story. His saying that out loud to me told me everything that I needed to hear. I had been used as an emotional and financial crutch this whole time, and there it was, finally out in the cold daylight. I'd be lying if I said it didn't hurt to have my theories confirmed. OP, you are aware under the terms of your probation, you're not supposed to associate with people engaged in criminal activity. You know, just living with me here can send you to jail, right? GuitarBeard.
Yeah, and you could be evicted for what you do, so what are you gonna do? Turn yourself in to fuck us both?
OP, how about a wager? We fight. There we go. Beard fight! If I win, you sign off the lease willingly. If I lose, I will pay the rent as long as I'm here. Now, I don't know nothing about the fighting stats of either of our two combatants, but I will say that if OP had lost, he probably wouldn't be writing the story, so I'm gonna go ahead and place my own wager and say that he probably won. Now, I had mentioned in a previous episode that GuitarBeard had a gambling addiction. He also fancied himself a fighter, as most neckbeards do, despite being terrible fighters with no stamina. The thing that he didn't realize was that this was a losing game no matter what happened. If he won, I could just sign off the lease and apply for a new apartment. If I won, I got to keep my apartment. Poor GuitarBeard's pickled brain, though, didn't process any of this. GuitarBeard,
You're gonna fight me? I have 6 inches on you, and I outweigh you. I would destroy you.
OP, you're right. So, accept. GuitarBeard,
Just don't cry about it when I break your fucking nose.
yeah, that's what's gonna happen. Totally. I do like OP's sneaky wording as well. I'll pay the rent for as long as I'm here. And if he loses, he's not going to be there for very long. Just apply to a new apartment. It's genius. I mean, I probably would have just gone and applied to a new apartment without the whole fighting thing, but I'm not much of a fighter myself, despite being 6 foot and fucking gigantic. So I shook GuitarBeard's greasy hand and explained that we would go to a nearby bike path that led into the forest. I knew a little clearing out there where I liked to go and vibe when I was tripping and needed a place away from people and closer to nature. It was my own little peaceful oasis, soon to be a place of, less than peace. Physical combat, psychological warfare, it's all here. Now, here's where I need to explain my upbringing a little bit. GuitarBeard was right. He had a decent height and weight advantage. I was always a short, scrawny femboy, and growing up in the inner city, that usually resulted in me getting bullied and beat up. My uncles, who saw this as an affront to their familial masculinity, took it upon themselves to beat the ever-living shit out of me until I finally learned to fight back. Yeah, that's probably not the way to go about it, but okay. When I finally learned to stop flinching like a girl, they forced me to start wrestling. My uncle was the wrestling coach at another school and would drag me to practices and basically let me get my ass beat by bigger and older boys. When I finally learned how to wrestle, my other uncle took me to learn judo and boxing. Now, this isn't some weird flex. I'm not a tough or violent person. I'm not some fucking superstar fighter who can take on the world. I don't fight unless I have to. I just wanted to set the scene for you. We all know how GuitarBeard fights, and knowing that, maybe you can see where I'm going with all this. I mean, I don't see this as like a flex in any way, OP. If you're saying, I went to the other school and fought the bigger and older boys and I'd pin them every time, then, you know, you're getting a big head about it and shit. But essentially, you're just telling what happened, which I ain't got no problem with. And while I will say that I don't know about I don't fight unless I have to being true, since you could have totally avoided this fight, I will say it's a long time coming. GuitarBeard should have his ass thoroughly beaten, and I hope that's what happens. So we walked to the bike path, and as we neared the passage to my little spot, GuitarBeard piped up. GuitarBeard,
Are you sure you want to do this, OP? You're my friend, and I don't want to hurt you.
OP, yes. If this is what it takes to get you out, then this is what I'm doing. GuitarBeard,
I'll let you back out now, and you only have to pay the next 6 months. How's that sound?
OP, that sounds like a really, really bad deal. Yeah, basically just admitting that you lost. Never gonna happen. GuitarBeard,
Are you really gonna be this unreasonable? How will we even know who wins?
OP, we keep going until one of us can't fight anymore or concedes. Yeah, this Fight Club rules, you know? If a fighter taps out, goes limp, don't talk about Fight Club. The rest of the walk was mostly silent. I was done bantering. I was done hoping for a better GuitarBeard. I was done with all of it. I didn't want to deal with him anymore. I just wanted to get this stupid fight over with and then make my next logical move. We got to the clearing, and I instructed GuitarBeard to stand at the other end. OP, just so we're clear, if I win, you are going to sign off the lease, correct? GuitarBeard.
Yeah, but that's never gonna happen.
OP. Okay then. Ready when you are. I hope he just runs across the whole clearing and fucking jump kicks him in the chest. It's over in like 2 seconds. But it was explosive. And with that, GuitarBeard started closing the distance, as did I. I had a very loose boxing stance up, and GuitarBeard was doing something. I really don't know how to explain the weird boxing stance that he seemed to be playing at. It was just all wrong. Switching where his arms were rapidly, like he was parrying imaginary punches. When we finally got into striking distance, I did my best to stay outside of his reach. He was heavier than me, and that meant that one good punch could probably put me down. He got off a couple of hits to the side of my head, which were weaker than expected, but still kinda hurt. I threw a couple of jabs at his body when I could, but I wasn't there to beat him down. I was waiting for something. Endurance, that's right. It's like the biggest part of a fight. You see, GuitarBeard was skinny fat. He had no cardio. Every time I saw him fight, he was gasping within somewhere between 2 or 3 minutes. He ran out of steam very quickly. After a little back and forth, he stepped back. GuitarBeard.
I don't want to do this, OP. You're gonna get hurt,
he said, out of breath already. OP, then just sign off the lease. GuitarBeard.
No, I was there first. Just let me stay, and I'll pay you back, I promise.
Yeah, after 2 years of not paying me back, all of a sudden, this is the magic moment. Go fuck yourself. OP. See, it's that pathetic whining that makes you such a fucking virgin. Nobody likes a pathetic virgin. OP just pushing all the buttons. You gotta love it. As expected, GuitarBeard saw red at this statement, and he went in for his signature move. If you've been paying attention to the saga, you know why I brought up wrestling and judo. He charged at me, getting ready for his signature rage tackle. Now, if you have any experience with the sport of wrestling or MMA, you will get what is about to happen, but I'll explain it for those who might want to know exactly what is happening. When someone goes to tackle your midsection, there's a thing called sprawling. You throw your legs and hips back and put your weight onto the back and shoulders of the guy that is tackling you. This not only stops the charge, but now gives you access to a wide plethora of options. A plethora. Those years of wrestling practice took over, and I brought my inner elbow across his face and began forcing it away from my body. If you've never been on the receiving end of this, I will tell you that it is unpleasant. To say the very least. Imagine someone wrenching their elbow into your face. You can imagine that, can't you? Unpleasant doesn't begin to describe it. You basically have no choice but to try and disengage, which GuitarBeard did. He turned away from me, and I grabbed around his waist from behind. There was a decent amount of struggling on his behalf, his sweat now mixing with his thin film of grease. Ugh. Making him very gross to be this close to. Oh, God. The things we do to truly try and bring the hurt to neckbeards. Sometimes I gotta question if it's worth it, man. For a moment, in my adrenaline-fueled state, I thought I might gag at the smell. And truly, nobody would blame you. Maybe if you puke on him, he'll tap out even quicker. I remember playing, what was that, Primal Rage, and there's like a monkey that farts and pukes on people. It was like the best video game on the Super Nintendo. I played that forever. Anyways, he was finally able to free one of my hands and tried to turn, which I was able to turn into a hip toss after getting my free arm around his neck and grabbing his arm. If you're short, this is a great thing to learn how to do. Lower center of gravity, don't you know? And so now GuitarBeard was on the ground, my one arm cradling his neck and head from behind, and the other was pinning one of his arms, and all of my weight was on his chest. I held this for quite a while. He desperately and futilely punched at my back with his free hand to try and get out of the hold. OP, do you concede? I said this, trying to get him to realize that I could do this all day, because it literally takes no energy to hold someone in this position. He was huffing and wheezing at this point, but still, he would not concede. As with most neckbeards, man, he just don't know when to quit. He's like, I can get out of it somehow. I just have to burn all my energy first. GuitarBeard,
No, I don't. This doesn't even hurt. I'm gonna get out of this. You just wait.
Okay, the next question is, how? He struggled a little bit longer, and then actually taught me something. See, there is a fatal flaw in the position that I was in against a taller person, and that is that they can drive their knee into the back of your head with a decent amount of force. Oh, Jesus. It only took about 2 knees to the back of the head for me to realize that I had to actually hurt GuitarBeard. Yeah, he's trying to hurt you. So I took my arm from around his neck and grabbed his already restrained arm with both hands. I then moved into a squatting position, where I slammed my knee against his head and then placed the restrained arm between my legs while putting one leg over his chest and one over his neck, and laid back. I think this is called an arm bar, if I'm correct. Like I said, I ain't no MMA guy. OP, last chance, GuitarBeard. Concede. GuitarBeard,
No, stand up and fight like a warrior.
Yeah, you just want that reach advantage, don't you? Not gonna happen.
You stop it with this girly shit.
This girly shit is giving you the what for? With that, I twisted his arm into the correct position and thrust my hips up while pulling his arm. The scream of that man at just the slight amount of joint pressure still keeps me warm on cold nights. He began squirming and pleading. GuitarBeard,
Let go! You're gonna break my arm! Stop it!
OP, you're gonna break your own arm if you don't stop spazzing out. Are you done? GuitarBeard,
No! Just let me up!
why would I let you up if you said no, dude? At this point, he really was just tweaking his own arm. And in this situation, it is dangerous to keep applying pressure to the joint. So I used a pretty dirty move. I took my leg off of his neck and began driving the heel of my boot into the side of his face. Then after a couple of good knocks, I reestablished my position and pushed harder into the armbar. God, dude. He's just so outclassed. How did he not know that OP knew any of this shit? I guess it all happened when OP was younger, but god damn. Within the first 30 seconds, you probably should have realized that you're totally outmatched and be like, okay, I'll sign off on the lease. I don't want to get my ass kicked today. GuitarBeard,
OP! This isn't funny! You're gonna break my arm! Stop!
OP, concede. GuitarBeard,
OP! Where am I supposed to go? I can't drive. I have no close friends besides you. What am I supposed to do?
He was full-on ugly crying at this point, and it was often interspersed with loud pained noises. OP, not my problem. Concede, or I swear I will break it. GuitarBeard,
Okay, I'll sign the papers.
With this, I released GuitarBeard and stood up. He soon stood up, rubbing his arm, out of breath and crying. He pissed and moaned all the way back about how
I was a snake, and I was an asshole, and how I fight like a girl, and how I was...
insert a not great word for homosexuals. He was just digging his own grave at this point. Deeper and deeper, all the way to China. Now, I want to put a break right here to reiterate something. I know that I just spent a lot of time explaining how I beat this beard. I did this because when I asked people if I should go into detail about this, they said yes. I did see that conversation in the Discord. I decided not to comment on it because I want it to come organically. Give the people what they want, as they say. I am not a fucking martial arts wizard. I'm not some cool brawler guy. I'm not an expert in fighting, and I don't believe I'm a fucking anime protagonist. I'm just a manlet who learned how to defend himself. I explained the fight because it seemed fitting to chronicle GuitarBeard's final defeat, to give it the stage presence that it truly deserved. I think if you've been here long enough, you don't like GuitarBeard. I really took no joy in hurting him. I just wanted him out of my life. Yeah, that's a quick and easy way to do it, I suppose. No more backhanded schemes, just a bit of brutality, and it's over. The next day, true to his word, he signed off the lease. Oh man, well I gotta give him some credit on that one. Now he's only like negative 999 points in the hole. I mended fences because I am an eternal softie. We parted on mostly amicable terms. His parents were definitely very understanding of the situation. He ended up moving into a weird rent-a-room situation. You know, where you like rent a room in a house. You know what I mean? Though that would eventually change. More on that in the epilogue. I definitely do know about that rent-a-room thing. It happens pretty often, I do think. Especially here in the Philippines. You could get a room for about 20 bucks a month, man. But then again, I ain't trying to give GuitarBeard any ideas. I finally had the apartment to myself, and my life was pretty good. I enjoyed the ability to do whatever I wanted, unheeded by the goings of another person. Now, we have two stories that run together, pretty much, timeline-wise, so I'll start out with Chastity. Chastity let Scumfuck Bastard move in with her not long after their relationship started. Well, turns out that he was basically stealing drugs from his job, and then he was reselling those drugs to buy other drugs. One of his best customers was Chastity, who liked the numb feeling that opioids provided. Well, she one day snuck a few pills in desperation from Scumfuck Bastard, who then proceeded to physically assault her. God damn it, dude. Cops were called, the house was searched, and Scumfuck Bastard got busted for a bunch of drugs. Chastity somehow got off pretty clean, but turned back to booze for comfort, and soon would lose her license for driving drunk. Ugh, she ended up kind of falling off the map for a little while after that. Oh boy. First you fall off the wagon, then you fall off the map. Now running parallel to that, I had made friends with a fellow salesman. We often traded wares because we had different connections to different things. We actually ended up becoming pretty good friends, even one time getting held up at gunpoint for like 200 bucks worth of product. Yeah, risks of the job, I do think. I know one of my friends was selling weed and he got robbed for like a full ounce, and I'm like, yeah. I know you can't account for that, but really you should. So yeah, those robbers took our money, but it was only like a couple of $100. All in all, this guy was probably one of my best friends, and that man is Philly himself. Now, Philly introduced me to rave culture, which is basically eating ecstasy and going to parties that are way too loud and way too dark. In my eyes, rave culture is like the colorful, accelerationist, extroverted version of goth culture. So, it was pretty neat. I think that's an apt expression. I've never heard that comparison before, but yeah, I think you nailed it. Philly, though, had shit luck with the ladies. He kept dating vapid rave girls who were more interested in getting free product out of him than they were in actual life goals. Despite Philly's vocation, he really did have aspirations of being something more, owning a house and having a family. Young rave girls are rarely conducive to this goal, apparently. I could have told you that. Once upon a time, your friend ReddX was dating a candy kid, but yeah. She was cute, but it was like dating a cardboard cutout, you know? It's like, there's nothing inside. Probably, you know, from cooking her brain all the time. Like I say, everything in moderation. So, why is Philly important to this story? Well, Philly eventually got busted. Again, risks of the job. And because of a last-minute sale, he only got caught with minor amounts of pretty mundane shit. They basically just fined him and made him do community service, which leads us to the merging of these two parallel stories. One day, Philly calls me up and asks me to bring him some shrooms while he's doing his community service. I, of course, oblige. I believe they were picking up shit in a park that day, so... Community service has gotta suck. Better than jail, but still pretty shit. So yeah, I take my happy ass over to the park. While he's on break, I go ahead and pass his magical lunch to him. And who else should be there other than Chastity? Chastity said, "Hey, OP, what are you doing here?" OP, "Just meeting my friend on his break." "What are you doing here?" Chastity, "I have to do community service for my drinking and driving. Stuff, hasn't been great for me." OP, "Oh, well, I hope things are going well for you other than that." Philly, ever the cavalier that he was, introduced himself. Philly,
Hi, I'm Philly. I guess we'll be working together for a while.
Chastity, "Nice to meet you." At that moment, the mushrooms in my brain saw something. I swear to this day, I saw the fucking future. I knew Philly really well, and I knew what he was like. I knew Chastity pretty well, and I knew what she was like. They were kind of opposites, but they had very compatible traits. OP, "I have to go." I shouted, and then I hauled off, just laughing in my head. When I picked up Philly from his community service, he asked me about her. Philly,
So, the Chastity girl, do you know her well?
OP, "You could say that. Why do you ask, man?" Philly,
Well, she gave me her number, and I think that she likes me.
OP, "Yeah, she's completely insane. You should definitely not date her." Philly,
Really? She seems nice, and she's really pretty.
OP, "Bro, I will be very disappointed and upset with you if you actually hook up with that calamity." I think I called her a train wreck in the last episode, but yeah, calamity is apt. You might be wondering, OP, why are you putting Chastity on blast? Well, see, Philly was the kind of guy who doubles down when challenged. As expected, he did exactly what he was asked not to do, and true to my word, I acted quite standoffish about the whole ordeal for quite a while, until Chastity reached out to mend fences, telling me that she'd been clean for quite a while, and thanking me for introducing her to Philly. More on that later. Now, this is more or less where we get to the part of where are they now? The epilogue of the GuitarBeard saga. It's been a fun ride with all of you, but all good things must come to an end, my little candy canes. So without further delay, let's get into this. Epilogue! CardBeard! Hey, remember him? Back in like episode 2 or 3, Jesus. CardBeard is no longer a weird, creepy incel. No, he actually found success playing Magic the Gathering, and later found a wonderful cosplay girl to be his wife. CardBeard has some working relationships with Wizards of the Coast, and is pretty cool and happy now. Definitely became a very chill dude. He still makes shitty EDM, but we all have our faults. As long as he enjoys it, I say good for him. Fairy. Oh, I remember! All these blasts from the past, man! Fairy's actually working in music as an event promoter and MC. She is actually living her dream, and she couldn't be happier. Still one of the nicest people you would imagine to meet, and still has connections for days. Aggro. I last saw Aggro a long time ago, after a particularly heinous breakup with Fairy. No one is quite sure what happened to her. I do hope that wherever she is no longer taking anyone's shit. Well, that's a little sad, but 2 out of 3 ain't bad. Harry Potter. This one is kinda sad. Oh god. Harry Potter had a rare form of cancer in his brain. Jesus, dude. I wish death and bad things on beards all the time, but I don't know if it had to happen like that. Holy hell. Now, it was supposed to be managed and monitored, but Harry Potter's mom was an anti-vax and homeopathic weirdo. He adopted some of those views and neglected his condition. Jesus. He ended up dying at home, as his mother attempted to use crystals and oils to cure his cancer. I wish that this was a fucking joke. It was pretty tragic. I never liked Harry Potter, but having died at the hands of a disease that could have been managed were it not for his mother, that is a pretty severe fate for any person. Yeah, dude, I agree. I gotta wonder if the brain cancer is what caused some of his personality changes or something like that. I had one of my cousins die a month or 2 ago from a glioblastoma, and that freaked me out so very hard. Started thinking about my own mortality, and here it is being brought up yet again. So, goddamn. I don't like Harry Potter, but I also don't like that this is the way that it went. Couldn't he have just gotten his ass kicked or ended up in jail or something? God damn, dude. Scumfuck Bastard is still in jail for assault with a deadly weapon and an assload of drug charges. I have no love lost for this individual, and honestly, I don't care to keep track of him. No one does. May he rot forever. Amen. That seems like a good one. Quite justified. Annie, literal baby factory. Who has successfully passed on the chaos gene to all of her offspring. Happily married, successful, and living her best life. Shaves her husband's head whenever he steps on her shit line. Jesus Christ. Her oldest is an absolute savage who will surely survive the nuclear wasteland that is in our future. Hey, that kind of brings us back to the beard fic from yesterday, doesn't it? Maybe he's the chosen one. Who knows? OP, I no longer work in sales, but still enjoy my psychedelics. Though as I get older and find more responsibilities, I'm finding less time to do them. Never really grew out of the whole goth thing, but I'm a lot less edgy these days, living quite happily in the world. Gotta feel that responsibilities, bruh. But there is a time and a place, you know, something for every season. It's alright. Chastity and Philly, guess what? Married several years now, starting a family. Both are in insanely lucrative positions and they want for nothing. Chastity is still kind of a loose cannon, but Philly's usually calm head seems to balance that out. Philly sometimes still tries to double down on really bad ideas. And Chastity's unusual style of a husband sitting seems to be able to mitigate his bad decisions. I officiated their wedding myself and stayed in touch with both of them. Often I serve as a neutral party when they butt heads, and it's been a blast watching them grow successful and happy together. They are the true heroes of this story. Otherwise, the ending would have just been me overcoming some fucking beard. And while that's satisfying, it's not a sweet enough happy ending. GuitarBeard. GuitarBeard works and lives in a shitty motel, one state over, off of a highway. It's literally disgusting. Just like GuitarBeard. I rolled through a couple of times just to touch base, see if he ever grew up. He did not. He looks about 20 years older than he should, has no girlfriend. His family pretty much disowned him. He spends most of his days drunk, and is only allowed in his current position because the owners are some old couple who are halfway to dementia. I feel bad for those folks, but I'm not sure how to free them of GuitarBeard's greasy grasp. Yeah, and I'm not sure if it's your job to save them, OP. Can't save them all. Look out for number one. You already did quite a lot where GuitarBeard is concerned. And that, my friends, is the end of the GuitarBeard saga. Aww. It has been wild reliving all of this, and just the interaction that I've gotten to have with so many people has been awesome. I still have more stories of legbeards and beards, but none of them quite hit the highs that this saga has. There's the gaslight person that I mentioned in episode 2 who, well, is a fucking degenerate that did some terrible things to me. I'm still deciding whether or not to open up that box, as it's a trauma that I've never really told anyone about besides the ER doctors. Fuck, my own psychiatrist doesn't even know about it. Yeah, start there first. Do it there before you bring it to Reddit, please, thank you. I think maybe it would be healing to talk about, but it is fucking heavy. Just thinking about writing it gives me flashbacks. Ugh. Anywho, regardless of if we all meet again, thanks for being around and for taking this ride with me. Much love and peace to y'all. No pressure at all on a second saga, OP. Take your time, I'll be here. You know what I mean? ReddX is not going anywhere. If you come back 2-3 years down the road, say, hey, remember me? I'm GuitarBeard OP. I'll be like, fuck yeah, I remember you. You got that username, right? Ethan Ralph is fat. Who could forget? Honestly, I am really satisfied with the way that things worked out. Harry Potter at the end of things, while it is sad, I have to ask myself the brutal question and say, you know, did the world really lose that much by losing Harry Potter? It seems like everybody that was a good person got what they deserved. I definitely hope that OP is wanting for nothing as well. And while I do hope that things might turn around for GuitarBeard somehow, some way, I just don't see it happening, man. He's been in the hole for far too long, and I think the biggest punishment that he can have is just having to exist, having to keep on being GuitarBeard for the rest of his miserable life. Kinda sad, but like I say often, you really can't save him all. He has some sympathy from me, but at the end of the day, he would most definitely use that sympathy to try and, you know, get one over on me, so maybe it's not deserved sympathy. He's alone, he did it to himself, and he probably blames everybody else for it, but that's fine. He's got a lot of soul searching to do. I definitely love this saga, OP. You're just a super awesome person. We talk often in the Discord, and I don't tell you how awesome you are, but I'll say it here on the platform for everybody. I love this boy. We bounce ideas off each other. We have good little chit-chats in the Discord, and yeah, he's turning into like a solid community member, solid bro. And I love when that happens. You get to really pull OPs into the fold. So thank you for putting yourself out there. Thank you for sharing your story. When you're ready, I'll be here if you're ready to share another one. And with that said, friends, I hope that you guys enjoyed the saga as well. I hope you'll like, comment, and or subscribe. It's super important. Maybe share the video around if you should like. That is the MVP move. We got a lot of links down in the description. My Teespring, what? If you're trying to rock the merch. We've also got my Amazon affiliate link. If you're trying to buy something from Amazon, I can get kicked back a little bit of cash if you buy it through that link. That's nice. We've got mine and my wife's channel, Mr. and Mrs. ReddX. Sometimes we're doing vlogs over there. That's nice. My personal subreddit, of course, r/ReddXReads. Playlists, if you're looking for a different flavor from the channel. It just goes on and on. All kinds of stuff to click down there, including my social medias. Hey, can't forget that. Twitter, Discord, Facebook. I'm doing it all. Yup. We've also got my Patreon and my gorgeous, wonderful, beautiful, generous patrons. Oh my goodness. I would like to thank them all very quickly, as I do. So thank you very much.
Robert Waits, Bambo, Waggy Pants, Ripper, TSM Kirby, USMC, Aaron W, Twisted Child, Delicious Jelly Donut, Cinema Susie, Fatboy Shrimp, Fire Drake, Gigabot, Latin, Libison, Mr. Anime Manga Fan, Silent Revolver, Zero MMX, Magdalene Marshall, Thornrose, Captain Clown Jerry, That's another Jerry! Cherish Kitsune, Little Lodewolf, Vanilla Mel, Rouse Satori, Anunnaki, Asian Persuasion Station, Bitch Gremlin, Commander A, Tank, Dinosaur Nightlight, Disposable Waifu, Aaron Lennox, Fisher Diggy, Gypsy, Hadrian BR, Heathcliff, Pimp MJ Chris, JM Coon, Jerry, the original Jerry, John Hero, Simboofa, cause if you boof it is free, Miss Monday, Lexi Loves Jojo, Lord Rhino, Lori Ellis, Marble Jerry, tastes great, less filling, Jackets Rule, Melgar the Destroyer, Murphle Baker, Mr. Jerry, yet another Jerry, my boy Natwin Nick, Natari, Lady Nix, Orgama Steve, Phantom of the Pines, Katie Kids Elizabeth, Sidestep, Puggy, Rosemary Miller, Cider Drinker, Serrated Ass Staples, Yeet, Synaptic Broomstick, Brilliant Tomago, Tapioca Boogaloo, Tato Fair, Tornado Police, Dead Jugabug, The One True Fusky, Treeberg, Wilmax, yet another different Jerry! How is this happening? Zero Blacktail, Kira M, Kittykin, Redwin, Goose Hawk, Nagaviper, Saints Blessing, John Endors, Norma Joe, Amara, A-Roxers, Banished Knights, Barbuskers, Radiated Jam, Cake Jerry! The original different Jerry! California Keto Girl, Chris Meska, Cinnamon Bunny Dog, Define, Ghost of Alpha, KJW, Kajow, Crafty Kitty Cat, Life of Guardian, Little Woods, Mark to 11, maybe next time, Milkfed Gimp, Miss Duchess, Organic Cam, Princess Rosalie, Ghosty, Ryga, Raptor, Spoonie the Rogue, Steampunk Ellie, The Last Shinobi, The Necrobomicon, and Token Black Kid.
God damn, there's just so many Jerrys. What am I gonna do? How can I possibly hold all these Jerrys?
You guys, just killing it for me. I absolutely love every last one of my gorgeous patrons and viewers, and really anybody that interacts with the channels. You guys have made my dreams come true, and no cap at all. I don't know what my life would be without you, so thank you, thank you, thank you. I do hope some other people will consider signing up on the Patreon, but if you can't do it right now, don't sweat it too hard, friends. I just appreciate you coming on through, hanging out with me, and I hope you'll come on back and hang out with me again tomorrow. In order to do so, you'll need to keep yourself safe out there, wash your hands, but also take some time out and do something that you personally enjoy today. Maybe like watching some more ReddX videos. Maybe. Always remember, friends, that you are loved, you are worthy, and you definitely, definitely deserve it. I shall see you in the next one. And until then, friends, bye-bye.